more to us than the words we say, the games we play? Can we know that we're not dreaming? We have this feeling that we can't explain. Do this every day, but love will find its way. I feel your presence, but I can't help but notice that you are missing where I need you most. I'm so cold inside, but I can't stop this fever. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These seas will never drown us out. We're in this together. We're in this together. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These seas will never drown us out. But is there more than we can do? If we really wanted to, can we make this more than a you want me and I want you? But can I swim across these seas? We're in this together. We're in this together. We're in this together. We're in this together. We're in this together, together. We're in together. We're in this together, together.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the GamerSaloon Champions League. We're moving into the regular season, but before we do, I wanted to talk about what happened in the qualifiers last week in case you missed it. So let's bring up the bracket here. We have iBuyPower Cosmic actually had a little bit of a tough time against Boost Greater Than Ball. They needed Tanker GH to come in and sub because Kronovi was not available during the first round. They still beat Boost Greater Than Ball 3-0. Games are a little bit closer than they wanted, I bet. But SMG Schwind, Wampinator, and Nomad from Boost Greater Than Ball put on a good fight, just couldn't get the shots on target. Cosmic wins that one 3-0. Next up for Cosmic, they actually have to play Too Easy, who Too Easy and Momentum played off stream, where Too Easy won 3-1, which was a little bit surprising because the night before in the VVV gaming tournament, Momentum actually took down Too Easy. Both these teams are borderline right now in like the 9th, 10th spots for the North America Power Rankings. So that was a tough one for Momentum to take. Too Easy moves on. They had to face Cosmic, who got back Kronovi. So it's Kronovi, Lachino, and Zero, since Gambit has officially stepped down from the roster. And Too Easy put on a good fight again. Cosmic was a little shaky, but they did come out with a 3-0. The games were a lot closer than a lot of people expected. Too Easy with Ostin, iGnite, the only European player in this tournament, and Toxic, put on a good fight. But again, Cosmic comes out 3-0. Cosmic qualified for the Champions League. You will see them today. Then on the other side of the bracket, we had Makadene basically breezed through their matches. They beat Nexus Reborn, who has Waffle, Stev, and Air Rejects 3-0. That was off stream. Then they played Foresight, previously Retrospect, even though now Retrospect's another team entirely. It's very confusing. But Foresight, Kyle Mask, Chrome, and Genocop lost to Makadene 3-1, and Makadene moves on. Then the last one as well, Foresight, they beat Imbued, who was J-Raw, Karma, and Prime Thunder. I actually expected a little bit more from them, but they go out 3-0 and 3-0 as well in the losers bracket to Nexus Reborn that we talked about with Waffle, Air Rejects, and Stev. Then Nexus Reborn had to face Too Easy coming off that Cosmic loss. Too Easy showed why they've been a top 10 power ranking team in the past few weeks. They basically took it to Nexus Reborn, winning the 3-0. iGnite was on fire during the entire set. Definitely the MVP of that series. So they get to move on. They join Makanene and Cosmic in the Champions League. You will see them in the first match tonight versus Exodus. And then we had Foresight versus Momentum. This one was close. Momentum's been that up-and-coming team that we thought might make it a little bit easier, but since they lost to Too Easy, they had to face Foresight in the loser bracket final, and we have a new star on our hands, guys. What's up, Miho? 24, 2 game-winning goals in the last 10 seconds of play. Momentum takes the series 3-0, but it was a close one, and they had to battle it out. So Momentum got through, as well as Too Easy. 2 surprising teams over Foresight, and we will see them today as well. But to talk about more of what we're going to see today, let's throw it over to JamesBot and Findable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
Well, thank you so much, Gibbs. And really, that first qualifier had some big surprises, especially with Momentum. And we're starting to see some new rising stars, so really great stuff. But, Carpet, what on earth is on your head? Tell me.
Call me Captain Daddy, James.
No, I don't want to call you Captain Daddy, but welcome, guys, to the GamerSaloon Champions League. Carpet, I guess I will humor him this time. Findable Captain Daddy Carpet, rocking the new swag. You know what? In fact, I think I'll have to get in on this party here.
Oh no!
If we're gonna do toppers, I might as well join in, right? But anyway, guys, we've got an awesome matchup today. It's going to be a lot of really good matches. We're finally starting to see some of the top teams join into the fray. Obviously, a lot of invite teams coming out to play. Carpet, I mean, we've got some really great matches here. Which one are you looking forward to today?
Well, I mean, even this first one, Easy and Exodus, last time we saw iGnite really shine pretty well. I'm pretty stoked. Plus, I mean, and just ever watching Garrett Turtle and Moses is always quite the blast. I definitely can't go anything against it. But I think the Kings of Urban game against Momentum is probably the one I'm definitely most stoked for. What's up, Miho? Just went absolutely ham last week. He really went pretty much just as hard as he could. And yeah.
Well, we'll see if this Too Easy squad, which they beat Momentum, sent them down in the losers bracket, and Momentum, they've been looking like one of the teams that is emerging really strong. So Too Easy also has to be up there, especially being led by iGnite. iGnite went absolutely nuts when in those series. But that brings us to what these guys are playing for. Obviously, this is the GamerSaloon Champions League. It's league being hosted by myself and Carpet, all organized by Gibbs, the lovely man. But GamerSaloon has really brought some awesome prizes for everybody. $1,500 prize pool, and then a bunch of sweet gear to go along with it. First place taking home the Cinch controller, and also, I believe, the SteelSeries Apex M800 keyboard. And then second place gets the mouse and mouse pad. And then finally, Carpet, why don't you tell us what the MVP gets?
So the MVP, which is chosen by James, Gibbs, and I, obviously going through data, we're not just going to pick favorites. We're going to go through, see the stats, see how people excelled, and we're also going to just, look at how they played as a team. But they will actually get a SteelSeries Siberia 350 headset. Boom. Boom.
Easy peasy. So, and long story short, we vote on the MVP, so you better make us happy, right? Is that
pretty much? Yeah.
But anyway, guys, the first matchup that we have today is Exodus versus Too Easy. These guys went ahead and picked and banned their maps. We'll break it down right here. Exodus, they banned Retropia. Too Easy banned Neo Tokyo, which is a shame. I love watching Neo Tokyo.
You and me both, James. We're huge Neo Tokyo fans. Although the ban of Retropia is pretty common, most teams, since it's such an odd shape, you really can't use any standard tactics on that map, so it's pretty much just a mess. I mean, people tend to do pretty well, but they really don't know how to approach it yet, because since the map hasn't been streamlined, no one really has practiced on it. The ban of Neo Tokyo is kind of expected. People haven't really gotten used to it yet. I personally would have probably banned Wasteland over Neo Tokyo.
I just think everybody knows that nobody will pick Wasteland, so they just don't ban it.
Oh, I would. I would, just to trigger people like you on the other team.
Well, that would be a pretty good strategy, but the problem is you would also then have to play Wasteland.
That's
So
very true.
that would be difficult. But anyway, guys, as you can see here by this graphic, in the rule set, the way it goes, each team can ban one map. A blue team will get to pick what will be played on map or game 1 and game 3, whereas orange team gets to pick game 2 and game 4. Then game 5 is always on DFH. But yeah, now we've got these map picks in. We're waiting for the players to join in. It looks like we've got everybody, so we will be able to get in game. But before we do that, Carpet, we're going to do predictions because Gibbs asked us to do that, and he said he's going to keep track of it all season long, if I understand that correctly.
Yes, he is. And I just want to beat you, essentially. As well as Too Easy did last time, I just got to give it to Exodus. I mean, Garrett's been practicing, playing out of his mind. There's really no stopping him. And Turtle and Moses pretty much right there behind him. So I'm pretty sure this is going to go to Exodus.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. And we have kickoff here, the first game of the regular season, Exodus versus Too Easy. We're going to go on board with Garrett, a superstar player for Exodus. Rising talent as he goes in for that redirect. But that was easily handled by iIgnite, who's now going to try to push this over. Garrett falling back on defense. Moses coming in to help. Austin lets that one by. Now Turtle and Moses try to break out. But that one broken up by Toxic. This is wide open. Toxic gets that second bump. iIgnite putting on the pressure. Right now, Too Easy keeping the ball in the zone.
They're keeping pretty good control. They're following through, but all they have to do is give a little bit to Exodus. We've watched them shine so well on counter plays and counter attacks. So just because you feel like you're in control doesn't mean you need to take any eyes off of Exodus.
I've got my eyes on Exodus as Garrett puts that one, or tries to, off the backboard. Turtle actually gets a touch on it to try to keep it out of the hands of Too Easy. And now the assault coming from Exodus here as iIgnite goes up. Both players miss that ball, leaves it wide open. Austin just tries to get it out of harm's way. Turtle's waiting for it. He's going to put that off the backboard. Moses tries to get the touch, but Austin working to get the clear, and a miss from Garrett leaves this ball open and in a block from Toxic. Now Garrett missing that as well. Opportunity here, but that one cleared out by Moses.
Almost bumping into Turtle there, but you can see them.
Oh! Turtle just cuts that off.
They come up together, and it looks like they might have actually been bumping into them, but instead Turtle follows underneath Moses' touch. iIgnite not being able to slow that down at all, and all Turtle has to do is bump that in before goalie gets in place.
Yes, that's the danger of clearing in front of the net. iIgnite really should have just tried to stop that in the corner there, because Turtle just read him perfectly and punished him for sending that one out in front of the net.
Very much so. Maybe it's because he's looking for that girlfriend of his. A little distracted.
Well, playing like that, he's not going to get one, right?
Garrett was cute. He was a little distracted.
And a good pass in. What a passing play from Exodus.
Passing from the corner. Turtle again following underneath these passes. He followed his own pass. It pops up. Moses actually gets the touch out towards the mid, just showing that these guys really work well together, just utterly dominating whenever they're in control of the ball in Too Easy's half.
Incredible touch there by Moses. If he would have left that to just bounce off the wall, it would not have had enough pace to get out there into the middle. So that touch from Moses, critical in setting up that goal. And another setup, but that one blocked by Toxic.
Exodus, right now you can just tell these guys are working in beautiful pairs. There's always only the two nearby. The third is just chilling back, making sure that they can have the confidence to go up when they need to. Right now they are just really, really scary.
Oh, Moses with that feels backflip. He wanted to redirect that one. And then the pull shot clear from Too Easy, who's appearing to be on the back foot here as Exodus has scored 2 quality goals so early on.
Exodus really just having control whenever's in their half. even when it's in their own half, they really haven't had any threats against their net. Too easy isn't really making.
Oh man, feels bad, man.
It's looking like Ignite's trying to swoon all of Exodus at the moment.
Just
Gets the
dunked
pop-up.
on.
Sadly, he wasn't back on the goal line, which is generally you want to defend from when they're coming from the corner. He hadn't retreated back quick enough, and he popped it at his own net in an unfortunate circumstance.
Oh, and they might get one back here. Turtle bailed him out. But yeah, that was a super dunk by Turtle, and then the own goal. If you're too easy, that was a pretty tilting series of events, but they answer back as Toxic gets them on the board.
It's looking a bit like a little bump. Turtle should have probably let Moses try and take that, but Moses didn't have a great angle either. Turtle trying his best, but alas, the ball sinks in over their head.
So we've seen a little bit of defensive struggle there. Oh, a few defensive lapses so far, but still Exodus looking to be the superior team as we've got less than 2 minutes left to go. Turtle's going to pass that out into the mid to Moses, and look at that. Oh, it's off the backboard, and oh, again hitting the crossbar. Opportunities for Exodus. They just couldn't make it happen, but still impressive use of their teammates to generate those opportunities. And this one again. Exodus has been looking stellar on the offensive side.
I'm going to be honest, James. I can't hear you right now, so I hope you're not sitting waiting for me to talk.
Oh, wow. That is definitely not good. All right, Carpet. Can you hear me now? All right, we'll have that fixed in just a moment, guys, but we've got Garrett off the backboard. Turtle coming up, pinches it off the wall. That's going to go out into the middle. Garrett almost got to Turtle, and the block by Moses. And now Garrett's going to go and try to push this ball up yet again. That one's broken up by Austin. Now Austin trying to get that out into the middle. That's going to be a wide open shot for iIgnite. Carpet, are you with us?
Yes.
All right, just the good old mute off and on again.
Lost you again.
Oh no. It appears to be when we are in game. So we'll get that sorted out right after this match. We'll just put on a quick pause. We get that sorted out, but Austin trying to put that in mid. Now Garrett's going to push this up. Just 10 seconds left. And Turtle's going to put this out into the mid. That's going to hit the ground. As soon as it does, that will be game one for Exodus. And now they're trying to keep it up. They could get this. Moses just needs to let it sit, and he hits it down, and that's going to be game one to Exodus. And we'll trying to figure out the Skype issue. Carpet, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. It only likes when I alt tab. So we'll we'll just recall in just a moment. But yeah, let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. We'll get Carpet back in here and be able to break this down. But Turtle with the hat trick, looking phenomenal for Exodus. But Moses had some beautiful setups.
Yes, he did. I'm not gonna lie. I was very distracted trying to get that to work.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
That was very strange. It was just not working when I had the game up.
That is
technical.
We have a technical, folks.
We have a technical,
looks like
guys.
We've lost Toxic.
He's just switching cars.
He's swapping cars. Sorry, I have a sticky note blocking that. I should probably move that. So anyways, James,
Did it
how
just
was
cut
that game?
out? That just cut out mid-match? That was strange. Can you hear me right now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
All right.
Oh,
But
I
really,
can hear you.
I thought that was quite the series. Exodus came out super strong. A couple defensive mistakes by Exodus, but overall, very impressive for Exodus on offense. They had those great passes by Moses.
They had like 4 or 5 just incredible passing plays, one after the other. They were short little plays, just showing they have just major control of the ball and also control of exactly where they are in the field, which is definitely something to show at high-level Rocket League.
That touch by Moses in the corner to put that back out into the mid was just incredible.
Very subtle, but very effective.
And now oh, that's a good pass. Garrett's going to have to get that out into the corner. He does kill it, but Austin sends it back in. Toxic goes for the demo. And now Garrett's going to try to dribble this one out. He's got Turtle, but that one was cut off by Austin. As Ignite comes in from behind, he's going to try to get that pass out, but just missed it. And Moses air dribbles over a defender. And then the bump on the wall, that actually almost worked out for Too Easy. But a little bit of miscommunication there as he team bumped on the wall.
They're starting to get a little more aggressive at midfield. Ooh, Turtle, if he had taken a little more time. But right now you can see Too Easy getting a little more aggressive at midfield, trying to break up those passing plays. Once you let Exodus get in your half and you let maybe 2 players get near each other, they're going to start misdirecting you. They're going to start making those passing plays. So they're trying to meet them in the midfield to prevent that from happening. And so far, they've been able to keep it 0-0.
Good clear from Moses, but that one was answered immediately by Ignite, who now has no boost and got bumped. He's going to try to recover. This will be, a miss from Turtle, but easily handled by Garrett. And now Moses is going to go up the wall for this. That one's going to take a good bounce, but Garrett beats him to it. And Garrett and Moses both go for that, end up crashing a little bit. And a good pass out, but Turtle was just too close to Moses to take advantage of that pass.
Notice how quickly, when you said that Garrett and Moses bumped into each other, that they just split up right away. They knew exactly what's going on. Yes, they may have made a mistake, but they were able to fix their error very, very quickly. They spread out of the field really quickly, and Turtle was able to actually confidently come in and try and take a shot off of a pass.
Oh, man. Moses getting to that one in time, yeah. Exodus very good at playing fast. These guys so quick to respond. Garrett keeps that ball in the zone. Going for that second touch, he gets it. Austin has to deal with it. You can see Garrett having no boost, but he did manage to steal that corner boost. Good thing Toxic got that clear, because that was going to be a goal out. He hit it. More pressure coming out, and Toxic and Moses both go for that one. Ignite and Austin in turn go for that as well. Too Easy putting on some pressure.
They are able to get some counterattacks, and they're keeping it up there. But Exodus still knowing how to clear it well and follow their own balls well. Notice how Turtle stays near the ball the whole time. Garrett there to support just in case for the second touch. They're very good at clearing it out of their own half. But Too Easy has so far dealt with it pretty well. They're trying to do the same to bring it from one side to the other.
Oh, Moses! Moses almost made that happen, and Garrett almost got that air roll to get the double tap off the wall. Passes it over to Toxic. Moses gets the hit on it, and now Garrett and Turtle both go up for that. So Moses just flings it by. Can he read this off the wall? Yes, he can, barely, as Exodus takes a lead.
Moses able to come clear, gets it just over Ignite. He patiently waits, flicks over Ignite. Toxic not able to make it there in time. If it had popped off the side, there's a good chance Moses still would have gotten that second touch into the net. But again, those last solo plays, when you're the final defender, you need to be wary of your positioning.
I thought he did get that second touch from my angle that I was watching, but no, that hit off the post. Very rarely do you see that kind of bounce go all the way across the net. That was as far over as you could shoot to still get it in, but oh man, a miss from Turtle.
It's looking like Austin able to come in, try and equalize this up. Gets a nice hard shot before Turtle and Garrett were actually able to cross the net and get the defensive touch. Just taking advantage of the room he was given.
And now Austin's going to try to push it up again. Turtle missed that ball as well. But Moses will try dribbling that out. He does get it by everybody. And Garrett, from the Moses pass, finishes it off.
I'm losing you again, but I'm going to assume you just got excited for this goal. Moses beating out Ignite, who was the second last defender, but then the passing play between Garrett and Moses There's really nothing you can do as a last defender when you're 2-on-1, especially against a team that does short passes so well. All they had to do was misdirect him, and that's exactly what they pulled off.
Yeah, now Toxic is going to push up. Turtle needs to play this one off the wall. Garrett following, but he misses. We've got another 1-goal game here, as Turtle tries to contest that one, but Toxic beats him out on the 50-50. This is a good bounce. 4-2 easy. Turtle gonna go and clear this one out. Good solid clear. As Moses tries to take that one up, it bounces out in front of the net, but iGnite trying to get it out. They've only got 20 seconds left to tie this one up. A good pass from iGnite, but Moses was the first one to it. It's going to put that off the backboard. Misread, and Moses gets the goal.
Moses reading this off the backboard so well, which is something Exodus does with Austin. So close to getting that touch. Both iGnite and Toxic trying to meet that up at the midfield. In those situations, generally you want to have one person going to the initial backboard, one person trying to follow it up, and somebody staying in net just in case. 2 of them following up in that instance, and Moses was able to sneak it through.
And now a 2-goal lead here in game 2. This one going to go to Exodus as well. They've been playing very well. And that is game number 2 going to Exodus Carpet. We're going to hop in a different chat program. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic.
But again, oh, this time Turtle, who had 3 goals in the last game, this time having zeros across the board, but Moses stepping up. Well, we're going to go to a quick break, guys, as we switch over to the new Discord. We'll see. Maybe we can make it happen. All right, see if I can meet you in there, Carpet.
All right, sounds good.
All right. We'll go to a quick break, guys, as we join up in the new Discord. Just give us one moment. How's it going, Carpet?
It's going pretty good.
Oh, man. I'm so glad that we could get that sorted. No webcams, so people won't get to see our beautiful faces.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, folks. I actually, you know how it always asks you to rate the call? I've never rated one, and I finally rated it 1 star.
Yeah, that was bogus.
1 star for that call.
I'm so triggered, but we're here. We're fine, guys. Everything is fine. So we just won't get to see the Captain Daddy anymore.
Well, it's okay. I'll put a picture in chat so they can just put it up on their other monitor.
I'm going to put a picture. I just keep a picture of you on my desk at all times anyway.
Well, that's true. Is it the picture of us when we went to the beach, or is it?
Yes, it is. How did you know? Is that the one that you have on your mantle as well?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that one's the best.
It is. That was such a fun weekend.
Absolutely. But here we go, guys. Game number 3. This is a best of 5, so Exodus is on the verge of taking this series down, and really Too Easy has had some good opportunities to attack. They've missed a couple shots. Exodus able to eke out the wins, but they haven't been too one-sided. They have been relatively close.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of Exodus is just playing a faster game. They're able to get to the balls faster in more succession. Too Easy is able to pull it off for short bursts of time, but then once they give the possession back over to Exodus, Exodus just has control for a very long period of time. Even when they're on defense, they don't seem very stressed. They know exactly where the ball is going to go.
Indeed, as we are just about a minute into this game, and we are tied up. Turtle's going to try to put that one down into the corner. And Austin just ends that.
Just as I was talking about Exodus being control defense, Turtle makes a touch to Moses. Garrett sitting in net gets a little kind of impatient, but at the same time, that probably was a decent plan for him to start coming up to the corner of the net. But that pop across the net, so hard to deal with. Generally, you want to position yourself a little better in net, but Too Easy still capitalizing, showing they've got the skill.
Too Easy has kept these games very close against arguably the top team in North America. A lot of people will put Exodus, and as I say it, the caster curse, you know, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, no, I'll stop you there. It looks like we have an unfortunate demo to an own goal. Garrett passing to Turtle. To be fair, Turtle probably would have shot that into net anyways. Maybe not as swiftly. Ignite might have been able to get that. An unfortunate circumstance for what you was looking to be a counter play to their attack.
Yikes. What a crazy own goal there. But what I was saying was Too Easy was keeping these series very close against a top 1 or top 2, depending on how you look at it, team in North America. Exodus, one of the best. They've been keeping it respectable. Now a long clear from Toxic is going to make Garrett have to deal with it. He pops it off the corner, but Moses again getting to that ball first. Garrett getting a second touch on that, and Moses puts a shot on net. Almost another incredible own goal from Too Easy.
Sometimes it's always the best goals you'll make are going to be on your own net. Too Easy, though, doing well under pressure for the most part. Other than the unfortunate circumstance, they're generally getting back to net quickly. Toxic able to get there just in time, turning around in net after Austin tried to make a flailed attempt at a potential shot, which wasn't a bad idea either. Sometimes you want to make the pre-jump just in case they make that shot.
But about half the game gone, and we are still even. A lot of these series, or a lot of these games in the series so far, have been tied up for a decent amount of time. But Exodus certainly still eking out the wins, which is what you'd expect from the top team in North America. Now Toxic's going to deny that clear. Oh, Garrett does get in front of that one. Austin with the demo on Turtle. But now Moses leading the counterattack, puts it down for Austin, who breaks it up. But Garrett gets the win right now. A little bit of ping-ponging back and forth. Turtle cuts Moses off, but Moses stays grounded right there. Plays that one correctly.
This is kind of cool. Every single stat is even right now. 4 shots, 4 saves, 1 assist, and 1 goal. But no, not as I speak. Not again.
Ignite, who was the clutch player for Too Easy that got them into this Champions League, gets this goal here. You saw there 2 players on the wall not able to get that deny off the backboard, and an easy cleanup there for Ignite, who is arguably the best player on Too Easy.
He's been showing well. He did insanely well in the qualifiers. Had a lot of incredible plays, good passing. He's got good predicts. The guy knows where the ball's going to bounce, and it's definitely key.
He's got them predicts all over. Now Turtle trying to do some predicts of his own, but he's beaten out. Moses gets that 50-50. As Garrett's going to go up for this one to try to put it off the backboard for his teammates. He might get a second touch here. He does. That messes up Austin, but Ignite is there.
Beating out one player sometimes isn't always enough, because you most definitely are going to have a second player following suit. But what it does do is it pulled Austin out. If Garrett had maybe able to get a third touch or a slightly harder touch across the net, it would have maybe taken out a second defender, which generally, as you're approaching the net, you just want to kind of one by one try and suck out those defenders and make them miss.
With less than a minute to go, the lead for Too Easy. They might get another goal here. Austin pops it over. Toxic gets hit by Moses, and that ball goes high. Ignite couldn't keep that ball down. Goes for the double tap. Good pressure from Too Easy. But now the counterattack. Garrett's going to beat the last defender to tie the game.
He ties up the game getting there just in time. He gets this first touch. Check this, his recovery. He gets up underneath it, gets that second touch. Toxic. Being the last man, there's 2 choices. You go for it or you patiently wait all the way in net. But going against Garrett in a 1v1 situation is nothing you want to deal with, so he tried to beat him to the ball. But sadly, Garrett's recovery was just a little bit too fast.
Sadly, for Too Easy, that is. Garrett in an awkward position, gets enough height on it to get it over Ignite. Very important moment there. And now the ball getting ping-ponged around. Only 10 seconds left. Too Easy on the brink of losing their first series 3-0 to Exodus. if they lose this overtime. First overtime of the regular season, Carpet.
Very first overtime of the regular season. Moses very intelligently keeping that on the ground, noticing it was going into his own half, trying to follow through. But we get a pressure off of kickoff already.
Garrett kills that one in the corner, and Toxic misses out on that one. Moses is going to try to dribble this one out. Waiting for it patiently. Does get the pop, and everybody misses. And now this is on a tee for Garrett, who comes in. It's going to go off the backboard. No one gets up. Oh, Austin does get the hit. And Turtle! Oh my! Toxic keeps it out of the net.
I can't believe Turtle got that angle. He gets up slowly, just approaching that ball, but he puts power on it, getting the tightest angle. But I cannot believe, even more so, that Toxic was there for the save. Two people had gone up for the save just before, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Turtle's got an open net, but I cannot believe the recovery from Toxic, able to get back in the way of that shot.
That shot from Turtle was incredible, and oh my! He gets the air dribble, and it goes off the backboard for Moses.
This is what I'm talking about, sucking out the defenders. He pops it. Austin comes up for it. Toxic comes up for it. Ignite ends up getting bumped, I believe, out of the way from Toxic. He sucked two defenders out of net, forced them out of position, and was able to clinch the victory just in time, giving them the series.
Wow, what a series indeed. Exodus, they get the sweep, but these were close matches. Again, just every game, a 1 or 2 goal series. The first being 1, second being a 2-goal differential. This one going all the way into overtime. Too easy, proving that they can hang with the big dogs of Exodus. But in the end, Exodus takes that one down. Carpet, what do you think from Too Easy and Exodus? What is the takeaway for both of these teams?
Well, Too Easy definitely showing they deserve to be here. I mean, keeping Exodus, like you said, a top 1 to 2 team easily in a mere 1-point game for every single game in that series. Like, yes, the game ended in a 3-0, but that definitely doesn't take away from the fact that Too Easy played very well against a team that usually just dominates anyone that isn't, generally power ranked in the top 6. So they're definitely going to be coming out of this, a little defeated probably. I mean, not being able to eke out any wins was probably kind of defeating. They were so close so many times. As you said, just a few missed shots. They may have been able to sink one or two more goals and bring home some victories, but Exodus looking just as good. I mean, some of those passing plays and even the solo plays, like that one at the end by Turtle, just incredible.
Yeah, Turtle really was the one who won them that overtime with that air dribble. He got, I believe, 3 touches back to back to back, and it looked like he might have even gotten bumped into that final touch that sent him over. But really, an impressive performance from Exodus to take the 3-0, but Too Easy really, really kept that one close. But that's going to be it for Exodus versus Too Easy's. The first match of the GamerSaloon Champions League is in the book. Next up, we've got Kings of Urban versus Momentum. Kings of Urban, another team. Them and Exodus, arguably top 1 and 2 teams in North America, but Momentum, they have had the momentum, and I know we're going to use that joke way too much. Way too much.
Accident. I remember complaining last time because I wanted to just use the word momentum.
And you can't.
And they don't let me. They're forcing me to be an awful puncaster, and I don't want to be an awful puncaster.
But it's too late for that. We're done. We're toast. Well, we've got Kings of Urban versus Momentum, who really has been on fire as of late. So this one going to be a really, really close match. But we're going to go to a quick break, guys. We'll be right back with Kings of Urban versus Momentum. So stay tuned. We'll have that one in just a moment.
Welcome to GamerSaloon.com. Challenge other gamers in the most popular skill-based video games for real cash prizes. Play head-to-head matches or in multiplayer tournaments on every major console, PC, and mobile device. Create an account, find your opponent, and go play. Report back and revel in your winnings. Millions of prizes have been awarded since 2006. Get in the action at GamerSaloon.com.
All right, guys, we are back here. We've got Kings of Urban versus Momentum, the second match of the day. The bans and picks are in. The ban from Kings of Urban is Double Goal, and the ban from Momentum, again, Neo Tokyo. So we're going to see couple bands here from these folks. And then game 1's going to be Manfield, game 2 Urban Central Night, game 3 Beckwith, game 4 Utopia Coliseum. So we're going to have all standard maps, and obviously game 5 is going to be DFH. But before actually we get started, we had the opportunity to send Gibbs all the way out over the internet to meet with What's Up Miho, the new star player from Momentum. Carpet, hello.
Yes. Oh, I didn't realize that
All
was...
right, hold on. Carpet was Tindering, guys. So as Carpet Tinders, we will go ahead and roll this interview that Gibbs had with Miho. It's something special. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, I am back, and I am back with the qualifying star. What's up, Miho? So first question, Miho, what's up? How are you?
I'm good.
So first off, like, where'd the name come about? The What's Up Miho _24.
My friend just kept calling me Miho, and I just made it in my PS3 account.
All right. Is Miho just a nickname of yours between?
Yeah, they just
like,
used to call me that.
Okay. All right. And then also, what's your history with Rocket League or Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, if you ever played that?
Sorry, I played for like 2 days. So much different.
Yeah.
And Rocket League is just, I don't know. My cousin told me about it, and since August, I just kept on playing it since then.
How'd you meet up with Dapper and Timmy? Was that just like through matchmaking, or were you guys friends beforehand?
We met in Ranked.
Oh, okay, cool. And that was back when they were still on PS4? Like, at least Dapper?
Yeah.
Okay. And Timmy, was he originally PS4 as well?
Yeah, he was always
Okay.
PS4.
Okay, and he's not PS4 now, though, right? He's on PC?
No, PC now.
Yeah, okay. So, before we get into any other questions, I think you're the only PS4 player in this league, so when are you going to switch to PC?
I was supposed to switch this week, but
Oh, really?
my mom hasn't given me my money yet, so
Come on,
probably next week.
All right, guys, everyone blast Miho's mom for not giving him the cash that he needs for his computer. But like, how'd you guys feel going into qualifying? Because like, you guys were coming in as, like, I would say, like, you were one of those teams to look out for to possibly qualify, but we weren't sure. So your first match was against 2EZ. Like, how'd you guys just feel coming into qualifiers about your chances?
Yeah, we were pretty nervous in the beginning because we lost the first series, and then we had to play Foresight, which was going to be tough, and we just did good, and just, I don't know, it's the moment.
Yeah, all three of those games versus Foresight were really close. And so game 1, you get that awesome aerial off the crossbar at 0 seconds. Did you think that was going in off your car, or did you think that was going crossbar out?
No, me and Dapper thought it hit the post. I was mad.
Because it did hit the crossbar, but it still went in. Like, it grazed it, which was really, really close. But that was an insane shot for a 0-second goal to give yourself the first one. So after that game, I bet you guys were feeling pretty pumped because you basically stole that one. I wouldn't say stolen, but it was tied, and that awesome 0-second goal.
Yeah.
And then game 2, you just made Gino Cop look silly. Can you explain, like, why you faked on that dribble compared to just going for it?
I don't know, it's because my teammates told me it was a one-on-one, so I kept waiting, and just Gino fell for it, and so I just went for it.
Yeah, that goal was 9 seconds left to give another game winner. So, of course, both games are really close. And then game 3 was another close game. Kyle Mask actually dunked on you to tie the game 2-2. How are you guys feeling? Because, like, you're up 2-0, but every game was super close to that point. Were you, like, pretty confident that you were going to take the series, or were you still, like, a little nervous about each game and just making sure that you get the win?
Yeah, that match was tough. Because when he dunked on me, I went too high, and then just scored on me.
And then you came back with 2 more goals, one off like a bad rebound, and then one where you dunked on Gino. So you had all 3 game winners in all of the games. Like, is that usually how this works, or was that just like a weird situation where you were getting game winners game after game?
It goes around.
Yeah.
Like one, Dapper has a good series, and then Timmy.
Yeah,
Just
you guys
happens.
actually, all three of you scored in all 3 games. Dapper and Timmy had 1 goal in all 3. You had 2 in 2 of the games. So is that just how your offense works? It's just whoever's on and you give each other scoring opportunities? Or does like someone usually get most of the scoring opportunities on momentum?
It's usually Timmy. I usually play more defensive.
Okay.
Dapper's more like the challenger.
Yeah, like the guy like in the middle trying to make the plays
Yeah.
happen. All right. And then how excited were you guys to qualify for the league and get to be in this every Thursday, trying to compete for $1,500 and some other sponsor prizes? How did that feel?
I was pretty surprised that we got invited.
Ouch! Of course I'm going to invite you. I've been
'Cause,
watching you guys.
Because we're new to the competing.
Yeah, like you guys are relatively new, but you guys have been putting up lots of results. Even what was it? 2 nights ago, you guys just took down Cosmic 3-0 in a sweep in the Hype tournament. So, like, you guys are starting to take down these top teams, and now you got to face Kings of Urban this week. How are you guys feeling going into that matchup?
I feel like Kings of Urban is gonna be the toughest opponent. It's just I don't like their playstyle. It's very frustrating because they usually go for more demos like Fireburner,
Yeah.
and it's tough. It messes up the rotation.
Yeah, that's the worst when you have, like, that last guy and he gets demoed. You're like, crap, rotations are out the window. But,
Yeah.
all right, so last question for you. Who is your favorite, JamesBot or Findable Carpet?
I gotta say JamesBot.
Wrong answer. The answer was Gibbs. That was the correct answer, Miho. You're fired. Get out of here. No, thank you so much, Miho, for coming out. And good luck in your matchup. And we'll throw it back to James and Carpet. James being the favorite. Carpet, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry.
I am not sorry at all, Carpet. That was the correct answer, Miho. You're getting my MVP vote. He's getting mine.
Do you remember when we talked about prizes, how you, me, and Gibbs would deliberate on who we thought was the MVP? Good luck getting it now, Miho. Good luck, man. No, I'm kidding.
He has my vote.
No, I mean, honestly, that's a good choice. I'd pick James over me.
Oh, Carpet, you shouldn't say that.
No, it's true. Have you looked at me?
You're gorgeous.
Anyway, so we got a big game coming up. Like I said, Momentum against Kings of Urban. Momentum making it in. Pretty much, they had to work a bit for it. Looks like like we said, like Miho was saying, they did really well. I believe, did they make it in through losers bracket, James?
Momentum? Yes, they did. They made it in through losers bracket. They actually upset Retrospect, I believe it was, to get in.
Yes, that was.
So that 3-0 versus Retrospect, really surprising.
Yeah, and not only was that surprising, but like I said, they did make it in through the losers bracket, so they did get knocked down a bit, which means they had not too much of a lifeline left before they actually qualified.
Yeah, they lost to Too Easy, I believe it was. So they lost to a team that ended up making it all the way in.
Which is fair, I suppose. It's a better than a team that didn't make it in, if you're going to go by statistics.
But will they be able to hold their own against the Kings of Urban? Or will they crumble and have to kneel? We will find out here in this first series. I wonder if it's the first time they've had to play Kings of Urban. It's got to be nerve-wracking going up against these guys who are all over the place as a top team, winning tournaments left and right. But now, J-Naps, Dapper, and the new superstar, what's up, Miho, who's now, borderline one of my favorite players, are going to take him on.
You can just tell by his attitude. He's not a cocky guy. He's just playing, man. He's just playing to play. Oh, you want to?
No, he's playing to win the game. Yes, I predict that Kings of Urban will take the series. But it'll be close.
I agree with you. I understand that Momentum has been doing very, very well, but Kings of Urban's just been around so long. They've been so much of a force to be reckoned with. I know they've been playing a bit lately. I think they're going to overall probably have control of this.
I would agree here as they've gotten some pressure early on. Sad missed his chance to put that one in off of the backboard, But now no one was back in net. That was wide open, and Miho is going to get the first goal of the match.
Did you see this touch that Miho had? I cannot believe it. Dapper hitting it across Miho. Just what? What is that? We were not wrong in saying he was the star of the qualifiers, and so far, that is one of the more incredible shots I've seen today.
Fireburner was... Oh my goodness, Miho again!
Making us eat our words with our predictions, coming so quick off of this bench. Even with not that much room from kickoff, look how he gets up underneath the ball to maintain its height, while also hitting it with enough power with the front of his car to give it the speed just over the final Kings of Urban defender.
Momentum was able to take out iBuyPower Cosmic 3-0. So they have the ability to take out these top teams, but Miho had that wide open goal, and he used the under part of his car to hit it softly, which ended up working out to beat Fire, but no one was back on Kings of Urban. They overextended drastically. And now they're down by 2, but 3 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to get back into it. And now, Kings of Urban putting a little bit of pressure on. JNaps and Dapper both went for that, leaving just one back in net. And the demo, but a misread from Fire, and he wasn't able to take advantage.
Miho did mention how frustrating their demos were. If anyone's listened to me when I'm getting demoed, trust me, it is an infuriating thing. It ruins all your rotations. There's nothing you can do about it. And they just couldn't capitalize, though. Kings of Urban with 2 beautiful demos, but they just didn't follow suit.
2 demos indeed. And now Kings of Urban had that opportunity, but they couldn't put it in. And a demo from Miho himself. As the counterattack comes on, Dapper versus Sad. Sad does get ahead of it. Jacob taps it out for Fire. Fireburner's going to bring this up the wall and get it past 2 defenders. Tries to get that touch, does get a good bounce. Jacob gets the hit. Dapper in a good position to deal with it. Now Sad's going to come out of the woodwork to try to get a hit. Dapper cut off by Fireburner, who's got full boost. He'll be able to get this one off the backboard. Kings of Urban. Oh no, no one's going to be back. Miho got the demo. A shot right in there. JNaps is going to have a wide open shot, and that's 3-0.
Using their own tactics against them, Miho with that demo against Sad Jr., the final defender. JNaps trying to take his time with the shot, a little scared, not knowing exactly where Sad Jr. was going to respawn. But he puts it in the far corner, making it even harder for Sad to even think about going for the save. And they're able to bring this to a 3-0 lead against Kings of Urban.
Surprising game 1. They have come out on fire. Kings of Urban struggling a little bit, missing some shots, but momentum. Proving that 3-0 versus Cosmic was not a fluke. Now they're up in game 1 commandingly. 2 players from Momentum both go up for it. A good touch from JNaps, but Sad is in net to put that one down. Sad rotating all the way back. Jacob's going to have to deal with that one. That was an awkward ball off the top corner of the ceiling. Sad going for this one. Does get a touch. He's going to get full boost, but Dapper's going to try to pass that off the backboard to himself. Puts a shot in. Fireburner is there. Fire getting that second touch. Miho there to end that attack. And Dapper getting there. This team is like the PlayStation All-Star team. Dapper used to be on PlayStation. Miho's still on PlayStation. And JNaps used to be on PlayStation. So these guys came from the world of PlayStation and are putting a punishing on Kings of Urban right now.
I believe JNaps is actually playing from PlayStation right now. Actually, looks like he is.
Oh my goodness, he is!
Sporting the PSYNet logo. Kings of Urban just grouping up, though. They're just in time. This is exactly what I was talking about, though. Take a look at this. All 3 Kings of Urban players in the corner. Fireburner gets the touch to Jacob, but Sad Jr. still comes in, even knowing 2 of his teammates are up. Wasn't a terrible idea because he understands he can probably get that shot on net, and he had the confidence in it. But Jacob and Sad Jr., had they interacted a little more poorly with that ball and had gone any slower, it may have actually been saved.
But still no hope for Kings of Urban. 2 goals in 10 seconds would have been quite difficult. And might get a second one here. How cheeky is Momentum going to be? No, they let it drop. And game 1 going to Momentum in dominating fashion.
Momentum showing that they deserve to qualify in, but at the same time, Kings of Urban not really showing the Kings of Urban tactics that we know so well. They seem to be grouping up a bit much. They're not really advancing as a team. They're doing some more solo play stuff. Not generally the kinds of plays you'll see at a Kings of Urban.
Yeah, we saw a couple of whiffs. Shots not too bad on either side. Both sides having similar amounts of shots and saves, but some key goals there for Momentum. That demo that left the goal wide open was one of them. And then the overextension from Kings of Urban allowed them to get another easy goal there. Kings of Urban failing to capitalize on some pretty good opportunities of their own. There was the demo, I believe, by Jacob in net, and it was wide open for Fire, and Fire was not able to sink the shot. So Kings of Urban, can they bounce back here in game 2, or will they struggle against this hot Momentum team, which was surprising because Momentum lost against Too Easy, and honestly Momentum looks a little bit better than Too Easy in my opinion.
From the way they've been showing, that I definitely have to agree with that. In the qualifiers, I know they did lose, but again, we did see Miho and his teammates still doing some pretty unique team plays they were really able to show. But Kings of Urban, not being a very tilty team, always has the time to turn around. They can, at any given time, just turn it on and just start dominating. You know, I've spoken with some of these players. They take mistakes as a team, but not as individuals. So whenever a mistake happens, they understand it was probably a full team mistake over individual mistakes, and they know when they're making them. So if they can turn this around, this could easily still be a very close series.
I wouldn't count either team out just yet. Would expect to see Kings roar back in this one to tie up the series. This is a best of 5, not a series of 5. So as we saw in the first series with the 3-0 from Exodus, Fireburner's going to go up in the air for that. Put a shot. It's going to go off the post, but Dapper gets in front of it to clear it out into the corner. Miho gets a hit. That could be very dangerous, but Sad wasn't able to get a hit on it. And Fire sends that into the corner. You can see boost troubles for Momentum. But Miho manages to keep it out. Dapper did get the full boost and was able to clear that one out.
Look at how fast both teams trying to get it for that ball. As soon as it pops up in the mid, I actually happened to be positioned in the camera. I heard 2 players on opposite side of the field start their double jump boost, trying to get to that ball.
And an opportunity here for the counterattack. Fire puts it over to Jacob. Jacob's going to pass it up to himself. Goes for the block. Not able to get there. Fire gets the boost, but leaving the boost. Oh, boost is greater than ball.
If only they had qualified as well. Fireburner went for that boost, and instead of retreating to Sad Jr., maybe he was scared he was going to maybe bump in line. I'm surprised he didn't keep boosting along the wall to try and get towards the net, at least just in case. But again, those tight angles, you don't normally expect them to happen. And yet again, Momentum pulls ahead first in this series.
You saw their Fireburner's indecision there for that moment, trying to decide whether to go for ball or boost, left Sad Jr. waiting. By the time Sad came out, J-Naps had beat him to it. So tough situation there for Kings of Urban. Momentum looking very good even into game 2. And that one was going in, but Fire was able to get ahead of it.
Very close yet again. They're taking opportunities. As soon as that ball is shown at any kind of space in the midfield, you will see either a shot or a touch the corner from Momentum.
They've been making it very dangerous for Kings of Urban to operate. And then the demo from Sad, a little bit of traditional Kings of Urban play. That net was scarily wide open. The pass from Jacob to Sad in the air. Sad places it very well, but Miho able to get up and save that one. Quality shot, and now a mistake. Fireburner gets a touch, but it almost wasn't enough. Dapper ready to pounce. Momentum is just keeping the pressure on.
They really are, and even when you see an opportunity right in front of net, generally players tend to get antsy, and you'll see all 3 show up trying to just get that last touch. But so far, Momentum has been patient. We just saw Miho waiting in the back line, even though Dapper and JNaps had a very close opportunity, and they maybe would have been able to utilize the third player coming in, but instead he patiently waited and was actually able to keep it in Kings of Urban's half for another 10 to 15 seconds.
Now, less than 2 minutes to go, and a 1-goal lead for Momentum, who's been looking like the better team in this game and in the series overall so far. Kings of Urban needs to get back into this one. Fire's trying to lead the charge. You see, he has no boost. He's going to have to fall all the way back. And Dapper goes for the set. Ooh. That would have been gnarly. Jacob gets that one cleared out. Miho versus Sad. Miho's going to get a solid hit on it. JNaps gets it by. Dapper might read this one off the backboard. A bump from Fire, and everyone's gone. That was a strange moment there indeed. But now the counterattack from Kings of Urban. Sad's going to bounce that out into the mid. Dapper cuts it off. And now Jacob's trying to race back. Does get a long hit. Sad pushing it down even further. Going for the double touch. Wasn't able to get that. And now the counterattack. Popped off the crossbar. No one's going to be there for Momentum. It's going to pop over Dapper. Now Sad versus Miho. Sad puts this into the corner, going for that double tap. Does get it, but it's just going to roll all the way across.
It's looking like Dapper might have gotten a touch on that, but right now they just need to keep this lead. Don't get too flustered. Dapper crossing it across the net. Thankfully, no one from Kings of Urban was cheating up too far.
And now as time winds down, this one could be going in, but JNaps clears it out from in front of the net. A dangerous situation, and Dapper's going to go for the dribble. That could come back to haunt them. I've seen crazier things. And now the ball does hit the ground, and Momentum takes game 2 versus Kings of Urban.
I am quite surprised, as you can tell from our predictions. We both thought Kings of Urban was going to walk away with this. I didn't think it would be an easy fight. Maybe potentially to game 4 or game 5. But so far, 2 games going to Momentum. I genuinely am very surprised. Kings of Urban, in their defense, have not been playing to their full potential, and they definitely don't look like the Kings of Urban that I have seen in the very recent past.
And I wonder how much of that is due to them playing a little bit inconsistently versus Momentum just playing out of their minds. Dapper is one of those players that I always had to go up against in matchmaking, and I was always like, this guy is freaking incredible. And JNaps as well. Miho, I didn't know much about him, but these guys all have insane skill. These are like I want to call them the PlayStation All-Star team, because that is really what they are. Miho and JNaps are playing on PlayStation right now and taking out Kings of Urban. So just proving that you don't necessarily need a computer to compete at this level. But I've played on both console and PC, and it really is way better on PC. So I can't imagine how scary these guys would be if they all had PCs.
Oh yeah, hopefully Miho can maybe get the computer that he needs, and these guys can be a real wrecking force in the pro scene.
Right now, they are a wrecking force. Up 2-0 versus Kings of Urban. Kings is going to have to sweep this in reverse fashion if they hope to get the win here. But that's not looking like it's going to happen. All these games have been very close. But Momentum able to get the win in both games so far.
Consistency is something that you mentioned about Momentum, and it's definitely something I want to harp on. They're not doing anything overly fancy. They don't do anything insane, but they really don't miss, and so many of their touches are like directly on target from the wildest of angles. I mean, these guys are able to put the ball up. They have hard clears. They have good placement. Check that out. We have a clear to the side where nobody from Kings of Urban actually was, so it gives them the time to get a center and potential shot opportunity.
And a moment of overextension as well, but Kings of Urban playing a little bit passively. Now, Fire's going to try to put that one in. Jacob with a pass back to Sad. Good pressure coming out right now. Sad going for the bump in net. Giddings that block as well. Good pressure from Kings of Urban. Sad left it for Jacob. Jacob thought Sad was going to hit it. but still possession. And Kings of Urban, and a good 1-2 play there, but not enough to get by the defensive momentum.
Oh, what? Fireburner. I have no idea how he got this angle and this speed. Jacob passing it after the mid, Sad Jr. retreating. Fireburner goes way left so we can still keep the momentum underneath the ball. I mean, we had someone in net from momentum just sitting, waiting for a shot, and he still wasn't prepared for it.
I just am impressed with how much speed Fire got on that hit. I was not thinking he could put a ball with that much juice on net. And it also,
juice.
Yeah, just so much juice. But it also surprised the keeper sneaking by. Kings of Urban have a lead for the first time in quite some time. And
I
now,
think since this series has started.
yeah, it might be, honestly. Now Fireburner is going to try to push the ball in, but Miho is there to clear it out. Jacob up on the wall, denying it, trying to get the block, but Jnaps gets it by him, and Sad also misreads that. A touch from Dapper almost gets it by the final defender of Kings of Urban, but they stay alive. Now Miho going to put that off the backboard. Jacob got a hit on it, but it also hit off Miho, so it's not out of danger right now. Sad on the counterattack, missed his second hit opportunity. Jacob is going to fall back. Fire is going to go and push up. Ball bouncing out into the mid. Jacob going to try to beat the defenders here. Going for that bump, it looked like. And Jnaps gets the demo on Fire.
Again, these demos, it looks like they came ready to play Kings of Urban's game, and it's working well against them. They have overall control. They've been doing well. They're very consistent. You know, you made a comment on Kings of Urban, a few whiffs here and there. We see Sad Jr. going up for certain second touches that usually he does really well catching, but he just isn't able to connect with some of them, and it's not making the play opportunities that Kings of Urban needs right now to sink some of these goals in.
Every one of these games been so close. Goals coming out of premium, and Dapper had an opportunity to just get that backboard shot. Not one of the most difficult shots for a pro, so most likely disappointed in himself for not finishing that one off.
Those opportunities are the ones you need to take that extra half second to just make sure you sink in. But again, with all the pressure, all the hype, or you know, if you know you're running at a boost, you're scared you might not make that height. There are many opportunities that will go unanswered.
Two players up for that block. That's a miss. They just have to put it on net. They did, but not enough speed, and Miho was able to recover in time to make the save. Now, a flip from Sad gets by Jacob, but Fire's going to hit it out. Good play by Sad, waiting in the mid. That one off the backboard. Jacob should have just left it for Sad. Sad was waiting. And now the ball bouncing out into the mid. Dapper trying to rally his side, but that's blocked by Sad. Jnaps gets the save. Jacob needs to put that on net, but Miho gets in the middle of it. Now Fire's gonna end it with a goal.
I was just about to mention how Momentum has done such a good job of dealing with these quick shots from Kings of Urban, but just a little too much. Fireburner flying in from midfield to get the power on it. Again, all that juice. Fireburner, so much juice in his diet.
Juice Daddy Fireburner, just scorching those shots in. And Kings of Urban starting to look better. But still, 20 seconds left to go. Gonna have to keep these out of net. Awkward situation, put off the backboard. Fire does get that hit. Or Sad, looks like he might have gotten the clear there. As time winds down here in Game 3, Kings of Urban about to take their first victory in this match. And that is going to be it as soon as the ball hits the ground. Kings of Urban will take that. It is impossible for Momentum to come back. So Kings of Urban taking Game 3, but still one game away from elimination.
Kings of Urban staring down the barrel of this game, able to eke out a 2-0 victory, generally had more control. Significant amount of shots on goal in comparison. 10 shots to 1. Only one shot out of Momentum. Looks like Kings of Urban may or may not be playing angry, or they finally clicked it on. Definitely something I was mentioning earlier, where Kings of Urban is the kind of team, they're not a tilty team. So they can easily turn around in any series, just noticing their mistakes, talking it through. They tend to take their mistakes as a team, which is key. They'll never put blame on each other, and they don't tend to get frustrated, which, as you can see, had them turn around from losing the first 2 games and now winning the second game with 10 shots to 1.
10 shots to 1 and 5 saves coming out from Momentum. Kings of Urban has a long road ahead of them, though. They dropped those first 2 games. Now they've got to win 2 more back-to-back, whereas Momentum just has to get 1. And still, this game was very close, down until the final seconds. Fireburner got that second go-ahead goal. But Kings of Urban and Momentum very closely matched. Very closely matched.
Momentum definitely showed up to play earlier in this series. The first 2 games, they very much had control. A lot more shots on goal. Kings of Urban not particularly looking too well. They were advancing alone and together, but now they're getting the plays they need. They're getting it's the quick counters. As soon as Momentum thinks they're about to clear it out of their own half, Kings of Urban's able to turn around and turn it into about 3 shots on goal, which is just so hard to deal with.
Kings of Urban 1 game away from losing this series, so they're going to have to put the pedal to the metal in this game if they hope to stay alive. Momentum, shocking with those first 2 goals, or first 2 games, rather. They did upset iBuyPower. Can they get the upset here against Kings of Urban? We're just 30 seconds in, both teams vying for possession. What's up, Miho? Gets it by both players. This is a wide open net. Miho's going to take his time and just tap that in, and JamesBot with the cheekiness.
The double steal, both players. The overcommittance. We saw Fireburner coming in, even though he had clear view of both of his teammates. Dapper and JamesBot doing their best to try and steal that ball. But, you know, you can just tell they're having some fun with it, even though the high stress of going against Kings of Urban.
Momentum taking advantage of that mistake by Kings of Urban, sending 2 players. That one's going on target as well. Sad is able to make the save. But Momentum gets the first goal, and these have not been high-scoring games. So Momentum looking good so far, trying to eliminate Kings of Urban. JNap's putting that ball off the backboard. Jacob is going to get it by, but Miho denies it at half. Fireburner using up his boost to get that clear. Sad's going to follow this up. We've got a 2-on-1 opportunity, but it slows down. Players able to get back for Momentum off the backboard. That's going to be an open net, but JNap's couldn't put it on target. And a miss from Jacob is going to leave it open for Miho, who puts it off the crossbar and down.
This is what I mean by consistency and placement. That shot by Miho was nearly perfect at that top post. Yes, Jacob was there for it, but he forces no! So close, just off the top post.
Fireburner had a wide open net off a phenomenal pass and just put it high. Heartbreaking if you're Kings of Urban, but chances coming out. Kings of Urban not going down without a fight here in Game 4. Now Dapper's going to dribble that one in the air, trying to put it off the corner. Not able to make anything happen, and it launches all the way back into Momentum side. Miho misses. Fire's going to put that off. The defender, Jacob, keeping the attack going in. Sad breaks the wall.
He managed to come up for this probably just to try and rustle things up. All 3 defenders from Momentum right here. Miho hits Dapper a bit. Dapper trying to meet it up. JNap's trying to go for the block, and Sad Jr. just hitting it above all 3 of them, coming in to tie up the game, making this so close again. Still staring down the barrel. Kings of Urban able to eke out what they need to stay in this.
And another chance here. Fireburner couldn't get up in time. Sad's going to try to keep putting the pressure on. Kings of Urban seeming to come alive. They're right now controlling the pace of this game. But now Dapper's going to get that win over the final defender. Try to push that ball out into the middle. JNaps is there. Sad gets the hit. Miho. Oh, if Jacob didn't get that hit, it could have been very bad for Kings of Urban. And now Sad getting that touch. Dapper's going to try to put a shot in. That's going to bounce off the wall. Fire getting full boost, trying to get in a position to help with the clear. Sad gets it by the defender. This is a good long pass, and Dapper misses it, leaving it open for Sad, but Miho gets in the way.
Just in time. That's why you're always glad to have a second teammate getting there just in case you can't make the touch, and Miho getting there just in front of Sad Jr.'s shot, trying to predict where he was going to put it, and he does so successfully, keeping this a tie game.
And we saw Jacob getting that bump there, buying Sad enough time to get back in net on the defensive side. And a good off the backboard play, but Fire was too far back to take advantage of it. Momentum on the counterattack now. The demo from Fireburner, relieving some pressure. Sad's going to put that one in. Jacob's going to try to hit that off the backboard. Oh my! 2 crossbar hits! Kings of Urban so close to putting in the go-ahead goal.
It's so hard to give them any negativity because both of those shots were just incredible. I cannot believe Jacob almost got that redirect down towards the net. But it's those small opportunities that would have given them the lead as of now. Oh, the passing play.
J-Naps coming up huge for Momentum. Fire tried to get the clear, but it ended up getting blocked by Dapper. And it went right out to J-Naps, who finishes it off. And now 44 seconds left, down by a goal. Kings of Urban might be about to get upset by Momentum.
Which would be just insane. They finally did wake up. The first 2 games, Momentum definitely had the pace. You know, not very often do I get to say a team is outpacing Kings of Urban. But Kings of Urban was not playing to their full potential. And it seems like Momentum came in this game ready to win.
Ready to win indeed. As now 20 seconds left. 1 goal needed from Kings of Urban to force overtime. If they lose this game, that is it. Momentum will take the series 3-1. And now, approaching the final 10 seconds. Fire needs to get a big hit here. Doesn't get a huge hit. Sad misses his opportunity. And as soon as this ball hits the ground, it is all over. And that is going to be it. Momentum with the upset takes down Kings of Urban 3-1. Right after taking down Cosmic just a few days ago, 3-0. So we might see a new North American top team entering the fray here.
I am shocked, confused, and excited. I cannot believe they actually took this. Not only they take it, but they almost took it 3-0. Kings of Urban finally turning on in Game 3, but they weren't able to pull it off in Game 4. Again, just the small, tiny whiffs. Those second touches they really needed. Those really small redirects towards the net just to sink it in. Just to reassure that ball was going to go in the net. Just a few of those misses. Kings of Urban could have been there, but again, it's so hard to take that away from them because all those things they're attempting are insanely, insanely skilled and just so difficult to actually pull off. So just a little bit shy of the skill they needed to start winning a little bit more in these games.
Close matches, very, very close matches, but Momentum coming out on top. Expect to see them in the power rankings. They have had 2 major wins, and they are not unknown names. Dapper and JNAP, staples of the competitive scene, but Miho coming out of nowhere, proving his value as well. So that will be it for the second match of the day. Match number 1, we saw Exodus take down 2EZ 3-0. Match number 2, Kings of Urban versus Momentum. Everybody was thinking Kings of Urban was going to take this one down. Well, maybe not everybody, because some people saw how Momentum handled iBuyPower Cosmic, and they proved it wasn't a fluke as they took down Kings of Urban 3-1. So very impressive performance from Momentum. Keep your eyes out for them in the future. But now we are going to move on to our third match, Lucky Bounce versus Mocket NA Carpet. What do you think about this series?
I mean, this series in general, Lucky Bounce is using one alternate player in this series coming up. They're using Torment, Timothy, and Memory. The Memory is an incredibly strong player, but he is not part of the original roster. Mocket NA, I know they've been practicing. I know they've been playing well. I think it should be a close series, definitely.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Mocket NA has been on fire as of late. Performing very well with Zane, Jackie, and Rizzo. Those guys, the Insane Rizzo the Insane to Rizzo combo, so good. Insolences also doing a phenomenal job on the defensive side, getting those bumps. But will it be enough to take down Lucky Bounce, who won the group stage for North America in the RLCS? So Lucky Bounce, a team to be afraid of as well. This one could go either way. Let's get your predictions in chat, everybody. Who do you think is going to take down this series, Lucky Bounce or Market NA? And while they do that, Carpet, who do you think is going to win between Lucky Bounce and Market NA?
Well, knowing that Lucky Bounce is using somebody new from their roster, and they are missing Darkfire, who has been a very strong, prominent player on their roster. Not to take anything away from Memory. I think Memory definitely has just up there in skill. But, when you haven't been playing with somebody, you don't know exactly where they're going to position. You don't know exactly where they're going to be. I think it could change things up a bit. And Market NA, they've struggled a bit here and there. But it's but Lucky Bounce, like you said, they took the NA qualifier 2 for the LCS. I kind of want to. This is tough, actually. I've actually never had this much time trying to figure out who's going to take this. I want to give it to Lucky Bounce, but again, having the alternate roster, it's so hard for me to actually know how they're going to perform. And since Darkfire, we have talked many good words on him. So I think this one might end up going to Market NA, but in a close series.
Market NA, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I think Memory is a very good player, but I don't think he's as good as Darkfire. Darkfire is absolutely nuts, as he was the leading scorer in North America. So, potentially one of the top players traded out for a good player. They're going to perform not as solidly. So I'm going to have to agree with you, Carpet. Market NA on this one.
Yeah, I mean, and just in general, like, Market's had their ups and downs, but overall, all three of those players have been playing consistently together. I don't know if I've actually ever seen them use a sub, now that I think about it. I've only seen them as this full roster. But, I mean, individually, these guys are nuts. Rizzo, for anyone that's watched this stream, just insanely mechanically skilled. Also, some of the funkiest controls I know. For those that don't know, he actually uses his acceleration is on one of his sticks. How weird is that?
That is really weird. I don't like that.
I don't like
that.
it either.
But that will bring us to the map picks, though. We'll run through the map picks very quickly. Lucky Bounce banning Neo Tokyo. Market banning Double Goal. Game 1's going to be Manfield. Game 2, Retropia. Game 3, Beckwith Park. Game 4, Urban Central Night. And Game 5 is going to be DFH as usual. So we're going to see Retropia. I don't know how I feel about that.
Again, it's usually one of those situations where you're picking it just to kind of rustle things up, make things more difficult for honestly both teams. But if Market NA is coming in knowing that they're the more individually skilled players, they might pick a map that's going to just overall, even if it confuses all 6 people, you just have to hope that you guys are the less confused of the 6.
Less confused indeed. We did see Mock pick Retropia in the qualifier to get in, so that might be their secret weapon, being able to pick that map. So I wouldn't be surprised to see teams ban Retropia going against Mock in the future. But here we are, game 1 and match number 3 of the day. We've got Market in orange going up against Lucky Bounce in blue. Timothy denying that hit. Zane with a hit off the backboard. Memory gets in front of it. That messes up Insolences. But Market coming out of the gate, putting on a lot of good pressure. Now Rizzo's going to go off the wall to try to hit this. Insolences picking up full boost, just letting Timothy take the hit. Does knock it off into the side, trying to get the second touch there. Wasn't able to make anything happen. A good setup by Torment, but Timothy accidentally side flips. And now Market on the counterattack.
So far, you can see both teams just coming aggressively out of their halves. All 3 players advancing when they're going from defense to offense, which seems to be
wide open, baby. Easy goal for Timothy.
Like you said, an easy shot for Timothy. After he pops over, Zane, Jackie, and Insolences actually bump into each other in Lucky Bounce's half. I don't know how much that would have affected that third player. Probably still shouldn't have been coming up. Given the circumstances, knowing his teammate on the side was retreating, was looking for some boost because he was not retreating at much pace.
Oh no, Rizzo. Almost setting up the enemy team, but really, you saw that team bump just sent that player flying. So Mock, a little bit of a stumble early on. Can they recover? Zane is trying to get back. Oh, Memory puts it out for Torment. He could have put his shot on net. Wasn't able to make that happen, and now Memory getting in front of that one as well. Zane's going to go up for that challenge. Insolence is off the corner. It's going to bounce in for Zane. Memory tries to get there, but Timothy is the one who ultimately makes the save and gets the long clear. Torment with the redirect. That one getting pushed aside by Rizzo. That was going to bounce off the crossbar. So Lucky Bounce looking to be in good form, even as they have the lead here with 2 minutes off the clock.
Just the plays coming out of both teams in general. They're advancing with purpose. They're advancing with need. We'll see Lucky Bounce coming out like you saw, that redirect towards the top corner that you saw. Two players purposefully advancing as a pair, knowing where each other was, trying to read each other's passes. And that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you to beat out a defender. It's going to be so hard for them to read whether you're going to pass it or shoot it. When you give yourself an option, you just stick a defender between a rock and a hard place.
And those are not places that you want to be. But this is only game one. This is a best of 5 series. Lucky Bounce with the lead. About half the game gone. Insolences wins that 50-50. Rizzo's going to try to get that by Torment, but Torment is able to make the play. Zane's going to try to take it himself. It's going to go for the double tap, but Memory prevents that backboard pass from happening. Rizzo doesn't get the greatest touch. Insolences is there. Rizzo and Insolences just trying to keep it out of the hands of Lucky Bounce. Memory up the wall. Oh, he just leaves it for Zane. 2 players had to go for that, leaving the net open for just a moment. Insolences is going to put that one high too. Torment and Timothy go for the same ball yet again. Just throw all the cards at it. That seems to solve everything, and Zane puts that off the post as Mockett almost ties this one up.
So upsetting. Zane had the opportunity, and right now Mockett is forcing these defenders on Lucky Bounce to come across the net, 1, maybe 2 people, but then they're just about a half second too late to actually capitalize on the defensive mistake. Lucky Bounce is getting good clears. They're putting it to locations that don't make it easy for Mockett to have good counter touches or counter shots. But again, you want to put yourself in a place, try and read your opponents as well as you read your teammates.
Now it's getting to be in the danger zone for Mockett. They've got just 1 minute left, and now Timothy gets his 2nd goal of the game.
I cannot believe this actually had an opportunity to go in. It bounces right above Rizzo and Insolences. Neither actually jumping up, expecting that. Rizzo, noticing he was in a tight spot, tried to retreat to net when Insolences was coming out. But it was just in that prime location where neither really knew exactly who should or could go for it. And Timothy capitalizing on it, giving them the 2-0 lead with only a minute left.
It looked like they might, oh, that might go in. That is going to go in. Rizzo gets credit for that one.
Bringing it close, though. They know how to counter. They know exactly. Insolence is down to Rizzo. Look at that pass. Perfectly lateral so that Rizzo gets to it well before anyone else does. Giving him the speed on the shot. Making sure he can get the power touch as well. A lot of times people make mistakes of hitting it closer to your opponents than your teammate when trying to pass. And all it does is force either a 50-50 or you just lose possession as the opponent will reach it first.
So hope still alive for Mockett. They need to tie this one back up. Lucky Bounce has been looking pretty good on the offensive side. But Mockett a little shaky, giving up some opportunities on net. Now 30 seconds remaining. Mockett on the counterattack. Memory's going to go up to try to challenge that. Does get it by Rizzo, and you see Torment picking up full boost, so they will be able to work the clear. 15 seconds left. Zane gets the block, a good bounce. Insolences keeps it out of the hands of Lucky Bounce. Now in the final 10 seconds, Insolence is going to try to get the center. A bump attempt by Rizzo, but he does bump Torment out of net. Ball still up in the air. Memory's going to try to hit that one down, and Torment taps it. It touches the ground, and that's it. Lucky Bounce takes game 1, even without Darkfire. They make it happen here. Good play from Timothy, who scored 2 goals in that series.
I mean, Memory showed like very, very well in this game. He had some incredible passes. I'd gotten the honor of going against him recently in 2s, and some of the things this guy can pull off from the wildest of angles. He's an insanely good support player. He can get passes from anywhere. He always has an eye out for his teammates, and he's always going to get the ball exactly where he needs. And it's working well. Timothy and Torment he's just supporting a team that he doesn't normally play with, which is generally what you want to do. if you're not on the original roster. You don't want to mess things up by trying to come in and play your game. You want to play to them. So he's passing them. He's giving them the plays they need. But Mockett, it took them a little bit to kind of gather their senses, but they kind of did towards the end, and they had almost an opportunity to tie it up in the last few seconds.
And now game 1 going to Lucky Bounce. Can Mockett bounce back? We've seen one upset already today.
We're going to have to remake this, as I wasn't able to do this in time.
All right, well, we can remake that, no problem. We'll get the double goal. Ooh, yeah, we don't want to play that. We do not want to play that.
I was trying to get to it, and it just stopped me halfway. It's like, yeah, I'm going to lock this in now. Sadly, I was one click away. One click away!
One click, so close, yet so far.
Am I casting from prison? Well, wouldn't you like to know, Red Kill Tiger?
Why would you be casting from prison?
He thinks I'm in danger.
Do they have internet there in prison?
I believe they do. I think
if they have Rocket League in prison, then that takes a lot of stress off for me, like being paranoid about being arrested and sent to prison. As long as I have Rocket League.
Yeah, as long as there's Rocket League. Prison sounds like a pretty decent place for this Rocket League.
Rocket League is all I need.
So game 2 on Retropia.
Yes, Retropia is going to be an interesting game to watch. We saw Mock play on this map before, and they destroyed Retrospect on this map. Can they have that kind of performance again? This is a very oddly shaped map. Those of you who haven't seen it before, it's shaped essentially like a donut, and you can drive through the back of the net to get to the other side of the map. So very strange map design, very unorthodox, and we've seen Mock now pick it twice so far. First time in the qualifier, now in the first series in the first week of the GamerSaloon Champions League.
I can see Gibbs is quite excited for Retropia. I think it's a cool map to see how teams take it. Like you said, you can drive through the net to go from your half to their half in a matter of seconds. So it kind of takes away the entire idea of rotations in a sense, because you don't have to follow the ball back. You can easily just be back in your half. So it seems like Mockett maybe has a good grasp on that as they keep choosing this map. They feel comfortable on it, I assume. Or maybe they just, do it as a wild card and hope for the best.
We're about to find out, as now Lucky Bounce, they have the 1-0 lead so far early on. Can they extend that to a 2-game lead here in this best of 5? Now, defense coming out from Lucky Bounce. This one's such a strange map, especially with the corners, the ball just bouncing out right into the middle. Neither one of these teams probably practice it that much, and you can see that player just drove through the back of the net to get to the other side. This is such a weird map. I don't know how I feel about a Carpet.
I mean, I agree with you to an extent, but again, it changes the entire dynamic of how you have to play. Like with the rounded sides, it definitely takes away the normal bounces you'll see on most maps. There really are no straight edges in this entire map, which I think is probably the more difficult thing to deal with. You generally see a lot more ground and passing plays because you can't do a whole lot off of these walls. And like you said, the corners really just feed directly in front of the net. So if you can pinch it in the right spot or just kind of ping it where you need to. But again, it's seeing the way that teams approach this is actually kind of fascinating, but it's really hard to know what's a tactic and what's just them trying to deal with the situation.
Yeah. It just seems like neither one of these teams has a lot of experience playing on this map, so we're not seeing a lot of plays develop. It's just them trying to hit a ball.
In the right direction.
Yes, they're just trying to, you can see them, they're just going for the hit. It's like solo threes, but on this map, so. Memory's going to try to put that one off the center pillar. Memory following up that hit again. Zane does pop it out to Rizzo. Good play there. And now you can see Memory driving through the net to get back on defense. 2 players in net. You can see Zane going for the demolitions. Wasn't able to make the plays. Now Rizzo. On the counterattack, that's a wide open net for Timothy if he can get around the ball. No, he can't. That net was so wide open. And another awkward bounce and another bounce. This is so strange.
It's just, it's harder. It's hard as a player to predict what's going on, but right now trying to cast this game and understand what's about to happen, it is surprisingly exciting, and it's new.
It is new, I'll give you that. Both, like, you can just tell by the style of these plays, they are not playing with much anticipation. It's very reactionary. Whereas on the standard maps, you can play. Oh, that's going in. Oh wait, memory blocks it, but you can play with a sense of anticipation because you know how the bounces are going to go. But on this one, it's all out the window. You're just hitting a ball and hoping.
It really is. Well, it's one thing I'm noticing that, that I'm and flying around, you can actually see the corner of the goals from even before you cross the half. So you can actually take shots from a very large portion of this field. While it does look like you have to be in the half, you can actually take a shot from your own half into their net, given the correct angle. So it's definitely a tactic that you'll see be used once in a while, and it tends to catch people off guard with those just out of nowhere shots from what looks like they don't have an angle. But we haven't seen any of those just yet, which has left this game still 0-0 with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, and you could saw Insolences and Zane both moved up. Oh! You saw Insolences and Zane had both moved up there, and Rizzo was in the back, and then they just drove right through the net to get behind Rizzo to leave him as the point guy. It is such a strange map because you go from being so far committed up to being all the way back on your own side. So we're seeing the defensive nature of this map come into play as we are scoreless going into overtime here in game 2.
On the plus side, it does make for very offensive plays, given the fact that you are able to be on defense within a matter of seconds by driving to the goal. But given the shape of this entire map, it doesn't really promote a lot of room to make a whole lot of plays, or people just haven't really learned how to do so yet. I'm hoping the second one, because if this becomes something crazy in competitive play and people are making some ridiculous circle around the field plays and weird passes across that little middle area,
I honestly do
so
not
excited.
see this map going far. I hate this map, but that's just my own personal opinion here, and now we're scoreless.
What?
That one almost sneaking in would have been a shame for that goal to go in after such a long game. And now Timothy all the way in the back is going to push it up. Insolences denies the clear. Torment misses his hit, and now Timothy's going to go for the hit. That could have been bad if it bounced all the way out. So a little bit of awkward defense here from Lucky Bounce. This one could be an opportunity finally, but Memory gets in front of that one, and we see yet again an assault not coming together.
It's what's funny is as soon as you see a breakaway you see all 3 Maka players in Lucky Bounce's net, there's a breakaway and they're just like, all right, hold on. And they just drive through the net and they're back on defense. Like there's no pressure when someone breaks away from it, which generally results in, I don't even know. I don't even know, James.
I would love to see more dribbling on this map. I feel there's so much space, but probably just get assaulted and won't be able to. This one, we saw a couple opportunities early for Lucky Bounce, but they weren't able to take advantage of it, primarily when Timothy had that open net, but could not read the ball off the corner and ended up not getting it in. And now we just haven't seen that many chances. Now look, Timothy again just creeps through the net. He goes from being in his net on offense to being all the way up. And now Memory's going to clutch it. Finally, 219 Memory over the Maka defense.
Seems to be the first exciting thing we've happened all game. Torment passes out to Memory. There's the passing plays that people can potentially do on Retropia. Not a whole lot of room, but Memory read it well. Passed off the wall from Torment. Looking like the map pick seemed to have backfired a bit for Mocket NA. I definitely thought they would show a little more. As you said last time, they pretty much utterly dominated Retrospect. Just dominated them.
Yeah, and you can see the shots. I think the shots actually register a bit incorrectly on this map. So I'm not going to put too much into the fact that Mocket has 0 shots and Lucky Bounce has 6. We did see more chances come out from Lucky Bounce. This was Mock's pick. Came up a little bit short this time, but wonder if we'll see this pick again in the future. We did see this map banned before, but we'll see if Mock continues to pick it after this week. I think they're the only ones who have picked it so far.
Yeah, but they are 2 for 2 in their series of picking Retropia. So either they're trying a new... I mean, think about it. We are starting to have to utilize picks and bans, which means you can now start using them as tactics to other maps. So if they do just kind of start practicing one specific map that many teams wouldn't waste a ban on, unless they're playing against them, you run into the situation where, like, I mean, this tactic could come into play when they're going against really large teams that just have a lot of skill, that will maybe just ban a map that they know they're bad at, but wouldn't specifically ban a map that they know Market is good at. So, I mean, it could be a tactic they're maybe starting to try and adapt as far as, like, actually, you know, picks and bans, because it really hasn't shown much in Rocket League yet, because we really have only had this one main map until recently.
Obviously, now we've got the Rocket Labs maps that are available to be picked. We also have Neo Tokyo and Wasteland, 2 brand new finished polished maps. But now it's going to be all standard maps for the rest of this series. This is a best of 5. Lucky Bounce 1 game away from a sweep. And Carpet, I got to tell you, our predictions have not been on point today.
We have very much been off. Even in our confidence in our predictions has just made us eat our own words. But that is what makes for exciting Rocket League. So I'm just upset that you're not beating me in predictions and we're both losing together.
Yeah, that's very important. But it's not over yet. Mocket still in this one. They just need to bounce back. The games have been close yet again. We've seen close games all day, but Rizzo finally getting Mocket the lead here. He opens up the scoring.
This passing play, Zanjaki following it up, getting on top of the ball and actually pushing it down in front of net. Torment so close to getting it, had the confidence that he was going to read it off the bounce, but Rizzo just trying to predict it right before it gets to the bounce or just as it gets there. You're generally just trying to beat out what the other player's predicting. It's the safer hit to wait for the bounce because you know kind of where that's going to go. It's easier to eyeball, but Rizzo getting there just before that, stopping a defender from saving it.
Good play by Rizzo, making that one happen. Now Rizzo putting another shot in, but that one's going to be easy for Timothy to handle. Oh my goodness, Zane with the frozen rope.
Mocket pulling a KOU just as they're staring down the barrel, able to show it. And the frozen rope from Zanjaki. What a beautiful touch. Into the top corner, looking like a little, just a laser beam, James. A laser.
A laser indeed. I love saying laser, but I say it too much, so I have to stop. But
no, I like it. Say it as much as you want.
Absolutely, I will then. A laser clear from Torment. As they're on the counterattack here, Timothy goes for the touch, pops it above Torment. Now Memory's going to try to handle this situation. Timothy getting that block. Memory going to follow it up. Decides to go for the shot. Puts it in. Almost gets that block there. Now Insolence is leading the counterattack. Torment with a good hit, but that one shut down by Zane. Zane getting that bump on Timothy on the wall, causing him not to get the greatest hit.
Just flailed his body at Timothy. That was both very accurate and silly looking, but could have been effective. And it almost, oh, are we going to see a goal here? No, so close. A few shot opportunities, and everyone mind gaming each other.
What is happening right now? They're just deciding to not hit the ball. I was wondering if somebody was calling a restart for a moment.
Timeout, folks. There was a timeout on the field.
Timeout indeed. But now, 2-goal lead here for Mocket NA, starting to show their true form. Now Memory going to try to pop that out past. The defense does get it by Insolences. Rizzo misses his hit. Just trying to keep possession for Mocket as they finally get this cleared out. Now Insolences is going to go up against Torment. Torment wins that 50-50. Zane at the half to block it. Rizzo slows this one down. Zane doesn't get the greatest shot, and it's right at Memory. Gets the block. Now that one's going to go off the backboard for Insolences, who puts it off the wall into the net.
This is not, I don't know where this Mocket team came from. They just turned it on. Rizzo with a beautiful center above the top post. Insolences getting so high for that. Cannot believe that. It's looking, everyone's getting some server lag issues. Could have been maybe why everyone's slowed down.
That was a technical on the lag.
a technical and a lag. Everyone has some interesting things here. Everyone spiking to around 100. But either way, Insolences. What an incredible shot, beating all 3 Lucky Bounce defenders who were sitting in net anticipating the shot even.
Now that's not the greatest clear, but Insolences does recover in time. Timothy gonna try to push this one up. Rizzo is there. Now Memory versus Rizzo. Rizzo gets the block. That one bounces beautifully. But Memory getting up there quickly and reads that hit off of Zane. But Insolences pops it off. 2 defenders. Now it's gonna be a one-on-one situation. Rizzo goes for it. Launches it too far in the corner. And Zane Jackie trying to make use of that one, but wasn't able to make it happen.
Almost. Rizzo did go for the power shot on the shot that came wide. He had the patience, knew he had the time. Again, for those of you that do not know, if you wait for the ball to come just up off the ground after a bounce before you take your hit and you flip into it, you will generally get a very fast and powerful shot. Some may even say like a frozen rope.
Some who are very talented, I would agree. They would say that. That's a great expression. But now we're less than a minute to go. 3-goal lead for Mocket, who's down in the series. They needed this game to stay alive. It is a best of 5, and now all players are out. This net's wide open. Insolences is going to get a freebie here and extend the lead to 4.
This is just one of those situations where there's not a whole lot you can do. You're down by 3 goals, 40 seconds left. You're going to overcommit. As a matter of fact, you have to overcommit. And, you know, granted, Mocket was able to capitalize and get a goal there. It wasn't really a goal, if you know what I'm saying, James.
It was a goal. It said scored. I got the point. It was a goal.
Fair enough. It was a goal. I stand corrected.
Was it pretty? No, it wasn't fancy, but it was a goal. And it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win's a win. And Insolences puts in the 5th goal for Mocket.
This passing play, check this out. Rizzo to Zane Jackie. Zane Jackie back to mid to Insolences, keeping it lateral, not more towards Memory, so he can't come 50. Memory doing his best, getting so close to getting away. That backflips just shy of the ball.
You gotta wonder if the donut pick was the worst decision of Mocket's life. Because on normal maps, they're looking quite fine.
You know, you could be right, but they did not look that fine in their first game on a normal map.
Oh, and there we go. Memory finally getting Lucky Bounce on the board, but Carpet, I don't think it matters. It's going to be a little bit too late as Mocket will take game number 3. What have you noticed them doing anything differently than the first 2 games? Obviously, game 2 was on that shenanigans of a map, but what do you think?
Well, it seems like they're having a lot better time when they don't have to drive constantly clockwise. But overall, they're just their pace of the game. They're actually predicting the ball. We saw in the first one they were kind of going up solo more often. They weren't following it as much. They were getting hard clears and giving up possession, but they're actually keeping possession now and ensuring that they're able to get the passes they need. And I mean, they're just some of those passing plays for some of these goals were just nuts. They were just nuts, James.
Nuts indeed. We're gonna go ahead and just wait. Ooh, Lucky Bounce did not 3-1 Mocket. We're still in progress right now. It is 2-1 at the moment. But we're going to get the match restarted in just a moment. We're going to get that remade. But right now, Lucky Bounce is leading 2-1 over Mocket in A. Mocket looking very, very good in Game 3. They're going to have to keep that up in Game 4 if they hope to stave off elimination. Well, not so much elimination, but just stave off losing this series. But this one, we knew it was going to be close from the get-go, but Lucky Bounce, like we had said before, they are not playing with Darkfire. So we were expecting them to not come out with much force, or as much force, against a Mocket team who has been playing well with Rizzo and Zane Jackie. But Lucky Bounce, even with Memory, performing very well.
I mean, Memory has been doing, generally when you're subbing in for a team, you want to fill that more support role. You don't want to try and be the star. You don't want to try and take over whatever dynamic this team has formed. And Memory's doing a good job of that. He's usually the first one back on defense. He's sitting in net, letting Timothy and Torment do what they need to do. And he's also giving them good passes. Looks like we have a question on James, would you like to explain what a frozen rope is for our EU friends?
Yes, a frozen rope is actually a baseball term when somebody hits a line drive and it's just very straight. Like it just sails through the air very straight because it was hit so hard. You call it a frozen rope because a frozen rope also would look like a frozen rope. You know what I mean here? I'm struggling. And now look at that. 5 seconds in, Rizzo gets the go-ahead goal right out of the gate.
This kickoff. Insolence is getting high and quick to that. Rizzo following it up. Torment. Just there's really nothing he could have done there. He caught himself in a bad place. He started to come out not expecting Insolences to win that so well. So can we use anything that's a straight line to describe shots from now on?
Yes, you can, as long as it's a laser beam. But laser beam, frozen rope for synonymous. But actually, Cloudfuel just told me that Memory is not actually a sub. He has replaced Darkfire. Is that what I'm understanding, or is he official? That is very strange. So I wonder if Lucky Bounce. That's weird. We'll have to follow up with that more. But now Torment answers back for Lucky Bounce, getting the tying goal.
Insolence is not getting the hit he wanted. Actually, it was a pretty good hit. I'm not gonna lie. It actually was probably the hit he kind of wanted. Bounced a little too far out of hands, but no one rotating back into net, giving the security for him to try and chase that back out. And Torment able to put it in.
Now Torment going up against that 50-50 ball with the Rizzo. Insolences doesn't get the greatest hit. That one's going to bounce right down for Memory. Torment's going to put that off the backboard. Timothy going up against both Insolences and Rizzo there. Did get a solid hit. And almost... Oh, so close! Pressure coming out from Lucky Bounce, but they couldn't get it in.
Rizzo got there just in time to try and block that second shot, bodying it out of the way. Not only did he stop the shot, but he put it in a good placement towards the corner. Defensive placement is one of the biggest things in this game that is a very subtle thing to look over as a viewer, not realizing how just difficult some of these touches are to put them actually towards the corner and away from net.
So now Memory, yes, he didn't officially replace Darkfire on the roster, so that is pretty nuts. Darkfire joining a different team. I believe he's playing with Classics now on Retrospect, so not in this tournament. Lucky Bounce still performing quite well as they have the lead here in the series 2-1 over Mach NA. And oh, Rizzo almost getting that shot in on his own net. Lucky Bounce trying to close this series out. One game away. If they can take this one down, they will win this best of 5. Insolence is trying to get that block. Memory won it over Rizzo. Rizzo gets the save, but this is a tough spot. Memory puts it off the backboard. Torment gets the stuff. So Mocket stays alive, but a close opportunity there for Lucky Bounce as they almost took the lead.
Very, very close. And again, some of these passing plays, Memory able to try and drop that down in front of net, but he wasn't able to. We actually saw an incredibly good touch from Rizzo earlier from Mocket down towards the middle, but sadly no one's able to capitalize. So both teams showing their skill, just not able to really connect it into the net for as many opportunities as I think they would like.
Mocket needs to get this game to keep the series alive. Memory gets the block. Rizzo's going for the shot. Torment gets in front of it. Now Zane's going to put that off the backboard. Memory needs to get up. Does get up in time. Zane contests it well enough. And now you see Insolence is getting that boost denied. No boost here for Memory. He's going to have to fall back. Rizzo gets the shot on net, and that one's going to go crossbar and down.
What is this placement? Rizzo, like a zip line right into the top. I'm just going to find more straight things. Look at
Frozen
that.
rope.
Frozen rope, zip lines, anything you can think of that's straight. Lasers, that speed was kind of incredible, and the placement was impeccable, right just underneath that top post. Sailing over, and again, like you said, that boost in ion Memory actually probably is what resulted in that being such a good shot on goal. Memory was unable to turn around and prevent it, and Insolences
with
an
the
open
long
shot.
ranger, absolutely. Just beating back Timothy, who was the last player back for an open net goal. Mocket coming roaring back now, trying to get the reverse sweep. But yeah, you said it before, Memory could not contest that earlier goal because he had no boost. Insolences stole it right out from under his nose. So boost so critical to getting anywhere and doing anything in Rocket League. So a heads up play by Insolences, who now is driving backwards pancake style before getting shut down.
Always got shade against the pancake.
He did enough mental damage to me to earn it. But now, Timothy cut that ball off and follows it up with a long clear. It's now a 2-on-2 situation. Insolences gets beat. Rizzo gets a touch, and that one's going to be another long-range goal for Insolences.
Threading that needle. There were 2 Lucky Bounce players right here. Timothy didn't touch it at Torment. Maybe thinking Torment was going to get there first. Torment maybe hoping Timothy was going to pass it to him. A little bit of miscommunications. And Insolences was like, I'll take this, sirs. And he just shoots it right in the net.
Indeed. Easy for Mr. Insolences, the long-range expert in this game so far. Lucky Bounce got up quickly, 2 games to nothing. That one's actually a beautiful pass off the backboard. Memory wasn't able to get there in time, and Insolences hits it away. And now Mock is on the counterattack. Rizzo's going to try to pass that out. Timothy clears it off his own backboard into the corner. Pressure still coming out from Mock. Memory's going up for it and using all the boost he can. Does get it into the corner, but now nobody's got boost for Lucky Bounce. But enough time has been bought. Now Memory's going to go up and challenge Insolences for him. And this one might bounce straight down. But Timothy gets the read. Clears it out. Now 10 seconds left. This one's going to be all Mocket, who now will tie the series up 2-2 and has the momentum going into Game 5.
We have a potential reverse sweep after they had the rope on their neck. They were about to kick out the fake door underneath their feet.
This is a rope stream now.
This used to be a rope stream, but they were about to actually get swept, and here they have come back, tying the series 2-2 after just utterly dominating these last 2 games.
Mocket, yeah, the first 2 games were quite close, but these last 2 have been blowouts in favor of Mocket. Now that we're going to be going into Game 5, and Game 5, remember, every single series will finish. Game 5, anyways, will be on DFH Stadium. So we're going to be going to DFH to close this one out. Can Mocket NA get the reverse sweep over Lucky Bounce? Or will Lucky Bounce, with their newer roster, be able to tank down Mocket NA?
Into the Dave H. Hagewood Stadium. Or F, sorry. Dave, the DHH Stadium, folks. Duh. Going into Game 5, again, we see Mocket really just coming out, coming alive, bringing it to Lucky Bounce, who I can't really tell if they slowed down or if Mocket's just really picked up. It's kind of hard to say when you have a pace like this with some of these games. It's hard to know for sure. It seems like Lucky Bounce has lost a bit of their edge now that Mocket has picked up the pace. It's a little harder for them to make the plays that they're hoping for.
We'll go on board with Insolences, who was a key player in the last match, getting those long-range goals, also boost stealing, just being a nuisance. See if he can make a difference here early in Game 5, which is the final game of the series. Whoever wins this one gets all the bacon. Insolences tries to get that one out into the mid. Didn't get enough on it. This one's going to go right on target. Memory is there to get the save. And a long shot. That one's going to go right past Torment for the goal.
Looks like Torment was trying his best to predict this redirect from Rizzo, who actually, I can't tell if, yeah, he just couldn't reach it in time. He didn't have the speed to face it. He tried his best to predict the shot. But what that ended up resulting in is when Rizzo did not get the touch, which means the ball trajectory did not change, and there was no one in there to stop the ball from lasering into the net.
They're trying to laser that so they can get the bacon. And now off the post and a wide open net for Insolences, who will not miss that shot ever.
I really hope now we have a pivotal demo. Timothy and Memory, not realizing Torment had been removed from the face of the earth. They both went up thinking there was someone in net. But alas, They fall to yet another goal.
I believe I should, instead of say bacon, I could say for all the jerky. Because this isn't beef jerky stream. And Insolence is yet again with the dunk. This one is slowly getting out of hand.
I'm sorry. Insolences wants to... Great shot, Insolences. Great shot.
Insolence is getting these easy goals. And now the reverse sweep seeming very likely as Mocket in the first minute of the game gets 3 goals. This is going to be an uphill climb for Lucky Bounce if they hope to bring this one back and take the series. And almost an opportunity for Torment. Still a chance here for Lucky Bounce's Memory trying to push that one out into the middle. Zane is going to put that out. Get the clear. He did get a touch on that one. But Insolence is there in position. Memory's going to go up. Does get a long clear. Timothy's going to go up to challenge Rizzo, but Rizzo got there first. And Lucky Bounce on the back foot here. Memory's going to let this bounce so we can get a big clear. But that one gets shut down as he tries to recover. But Mocket putting on so much more pressure in these final 3 games. It seems like they just took it to another level.
They really did. I believe maybe, I don't know, if they gave the controller to somebody else. But it really just seems like Mocket has really turned on the pace. They're beating Lucky Bounce to many aerials. They just overall they're controlling the pace of this game. While Lucky Bounce is having to react to the way Mocket is playing. They're trying to get the counterattacks in, but they're just not able to. Unless they get an own goal. Oh no!
Mocket getting all the goals in this series so far. Memory trying to go for the hit. Insolence is, just wrong place, wrong time. And launches it past Zane Jackie, who was shocked that that came at him.
There was really not much he could have done there.
He could have tried to predict Insolence as shooting a good shot at his own net, but what are the chances of that? And now a 2-goal differential with plenty of time left, and Rizzo gets back in time to keep that one out. As Memory tries to get back. That one's right to Zane Jackie, who puts it in. You saw Memory all the way in the back, couldn't help.
These are just one of the situations where Torment, he was actually retreating a little bit too quick. He was using his front flip. The only negative side to using your flips to speeding up is that you cannot control your car in the entirety that you're flipping. So what ended up happening is it looks like he actually wanted to turn into that ball, but his front flip lasted slightly longer than he wanted, so he only got behind the ball for a very weak touch, as opposed to hitting it hard into the corner, which was definitely what his intention was. So while that did look like a weak touch, it was a minor mishap on the length of his front flip.
You need longer front flips, bro, or else you've got no hope. And a block just goes off the corner of the post. Timothy is there to put it back in.
Keeping themselves alive, only 2 points down now. Memory with a beautiful shot on net. Insolence is being caught, not prepared for it to bounce off the post back to him. And once Insolence leaves the net open, Timothy able to have an uncontested shot onto Mocket's net.
And it's not over yet. 2 minutes, 2 goals. Very doable here for Lucky Bounce. Gonna have to not give up any more of those freebie goals. But Rizzo gets it by 2 defenders. This is a 2-on-1 situation. Insolence just lets it drop. Rizzo misses his hit as well. And now Torment trying to get it past the final defender. Does get it by Zane. Timothy and Rizzo clash head to head. Now Memory's going to put that off the backboard, leaving it for Insolences, who gets a long-range shot. Timothy putting it down into the corner. Torment trying to play it off the wall. Gets it by Insolences and Zane. But Zane picked up the boost at half. Now another long shot. Memory gets it down into the corner. Rizzo going to try to put it off the backboard, but Memory is there to read it. Memory getting that full boost. Going to try to dribble it past Zane, but Zane shuts that down. Now Insolence is clashing with Timothy. Torment popping it up, and now Memory's going to go try to get that second touch. This one's coming right down to Rizzo, who gets the long clear. Time running out for Lucky Bounce.
Lucky Bounce now down to a single minute. They have picked up the pace, though. They are meeting Mocket at a lot more contests than they were in the first half of this game, which is what resulted in Mocket getting 3 goals in the first minute.
Oh!
And here they come.
Just as we say, Lucky Bounce is running out of time. Torment gets that pass right to Timothy. Torment, that was a lovely play. Timothy closing that one out. Lucky Bounce still in this one. They can force overtime, and they've got plenty of time to do it.
They have more than enough time. 40 seconds is definitely something I've seen them accomplish, especially if Maka can score 3 in a single minute. Let's just hope that Maka doesn't pick up the pace as well. For Lucky Bounce, of course.
Yeah, Lucky Bounce hoping that. Mockett wanting to complete this reverse sweep. Went down by 2. Lost in a heartbreaker on their pick, Retropia. And now game 5, though, they roared back. One game 3 and 4. Now game 5. Trying to go for that 3rd win in a row to secure their reverse sweep. 6 seconds left. Time is running out. Memory has to get there. And Rizzo's going to touch it down. Torment keeps it alive. Going for this dribble. As soon as that ball hits, though, this game is over. And there you have it. Zane knocks it down to the ground. And Mockett wins the series 3-2. Coming back after being down 2-0. Getting games 3, 4, and 5 to take down Lucky Bounce. It looks like we ended up being right after all. Carpet, feels good, man.
Feels good, man. Thanks, Mockett, for making us eat on words and then throw them back up and being right again.
That was a gorgeous picture.
It's more just they just turned it on in game 3. That Retropia map, I think, just reset everything, like a big reset button. They got off the standard map. They cleared their minds. They played on a donut for a while. Everyone just smacked the ball around for fun. They ended up losing that game anyways, but it didn't seem to bother them. They came out so strong in game 3 and just really had control, like major control of the next 3 games. And they just, they were winning contests. They were getting up to the ball quick. They weren't thinking as much. They were getting the contests they needed. And they were just overall, like, kind of winning the game in a larger sense.
Yep, and roaring back, looking like the better squad in those final 3 games. But that's going to be it for Lucky Bounce versus Mockett. We're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we will have Genesis versus iBuyPower Cosmic, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Welcome to GamerSaloon.com. Challenge other gamers in the most popular skill-based video games for real cash prizes. Play head-to-head matches or in multiplayer tournaments on every major console, PC, and mobile device. Create an account, find your opponent, and go play. Report back and revel in your winnings. Millions of prizes have been awarded since 2006. Get in the action at GamerSaloon.com.
All right, guys, I hope you are ready for the final match of the day. We've got Genesis versus iBuyPower Cosmic. I don't know about you, Carpet, but this is a pretty awesome matchup because, you know, these are two powerhouse teams.
These are two very powerhouse teams. But one of the differences is that for all those of you that do not know, iBuyPower has had a very recent roster switch. Gambit has stepped down from his competitive place, and they have used their sub to replace him as iBuyPower. Over to Zero is now on their roster, and Genesis has not had any roster changes. So this could be, I don't know. I mean, iBuyPower has not been showing as well as before, and Genesis, I haven't actually gotten to see them perform much since they're showing in the RLCS, so I do not know how they've been performing lately.
Well, fortunately, Gibbs went out and tracked down Pluto, and he actually got a chance to interview him. So we're going to roll that. Gibbs, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm back, and I brought a special guest, Pluto, in right before his games versus Cosmic. So Pluto, I know your full roster cannot compete usually on Thursday nights, so what type of subs should we be expecting from Genesis?
We have 2 subs. We have Hot Wheels Sid and Covenant, and you probably won't see Espeon at all, like for the entire league, because he doesn't get off till like 10:30 Eastern. So you'll definitely see Covenant. Quinn gets off at 8, so you won't see as much of Sid, but you'll definitely be seeing our subs every week.
And then with Covenant and Hot Wheels Sid, like what do they bring to the table for your team compared to, compared to Espeon, who's usually your offensive threat?
Espeon, he knows how to get past players, but Covenant, what he prides himself in is his rotation. His rotation is definitely the best in our team, and it really helps us out. It makes it easier on us. Hot Wheels Sid, I've not played with him as much, but he's definitely an offensive threat as well.
And then you're playing Cosmic tonight, and of course, we've heard that Gambit is no longer with the team because of personal issues. How do you think they will fare without Gambit, with Zero subbing in for them?
It's definitely going to hurt them, considering he's pretty much the best in NA. That's a huge loss for Cosmic. I'm curious to see how they do it at LAN as well, but it's definitely going to be much easier for us at least.
And then who are you most threatened by on the team? Because usually you're on the defensive side of the ball. You're that third man. Who are you most threatened is going to beat you in net?
Probably Lachinio. His 1v1 game is probably the best in the team.
And you played with Lachinio a ton because you guys used to be on Untethered for like 9 months, right? 8 months, something like that?
It's a good portion, yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys were on team forever, so seeing him on the opposite side of the field, I bet you're going to blow him up a lot. I bet.
Definitely.
So map picks are in. The only one that's a little different is Neo Tokyo is actually Game 4. Cosmic chose Neo Tokyo. How do you guys feel about the map and performing on it?
We haven't played it on a whole lot. We pretty much played on it as much as Cosmic, so I think it's going to be fair game.
Were you surprised that they actually did choose a non-standard map?
I'm surprised they did, but I'm not surprised at the same time because it's Neo Tokyo. I wouldn't expect them to pick anything else besides Neo Tokyo.
And then in the future for you guys, because I know right now you're picking mostly standard, probably practicing more for the LAN. Do you expect to be picking Rocket Labs maps at all during this season?
I think Neo Tokyo would probably be the only one. We wouldn't pick any of the others, really.
Yeah. And then any shout-outs, besides Lachinio's mom, because I know you like to shout her out. Any shout-outs you have? Want to shout out your YouTube or anything like that if you're doing anything?
Just my Twitter and my Discord. I have a Discord up. It just released a few days ago. That's been booming lately. If you want to come out, check my Discord out. It's on my Twitter, I believe. So.
All right, so check him out, Pluto RL. It's on the screen right now, guys. Check him out on Twitter. One of the best players in North America. He's been around the top of the scene for seems like forever. And yeah, thanks a lot, Pluto, and good luck with your games tonight.
Thank you.
And
Well, that's it for Pluto and Gibbs. You heard it. Pluto has that Discord. I would go for that Discord. I actually am in that Discord all the time, and I like to talk to Pluto. He's very active. What are you looking at?
He is very active indeed.
But that's it. You heard it from Pluto himself, guys. Do check him out. He's got the best Dirk emote that you could ever ask for, and I bet we will see some in chat. But guys, that brings us to our final match of the day: Wasteland versus, or not Wasteland, right? Wasteland versus the world. Genesis versus iBuyPower Cosmic.
Overall, like you said, two powerhouse teams. iBuyPower Cosmic overall just dominating the Rocket League scene for months and months and months. But with the recent swap, I know they haven't been performing the way they want to. And Genesis, coming in clutch, just barely making it in their last qualifiers, but still being one of those top 4 teams in North America, still always shining. I have yet to see them compete actually in the last few weeks, so I'm curious to see what they've been practicing and how they're going to show.
Well, we will see firsthand. We've got Utopia Coliseum, followed up by Manfield, then Manfield Stormy, and then Neo Tokyo, the only non-standard map of the day. Then again, we will round it out, if it even gets to Game 5 on DFH Stadium. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the game. It does look like all the players are here. Gonna see if everyone's ready.
I find Urban Central Night a very interesting ban. Or maybe they just don't like the aesthetic of it, or maybe they just didn't want to ban Neo Tokyo. After Genesis banned Wasteland, I guess they didn't really know what else to ban, so they picked a random standard map so they could still pick Neo Tokyo because Cosmic has chosen to play that in the Game 4. But as far as predictions go, I honestly think Genesis might be able to take this, given the recent roster change of iBuyPower, and that Genesis, oh, never mind, they have a substitute as well. Using Covenel instead of Espeon, that changes things up a bit.
Covenel instead of Espeon, you lose one of the greatest players in Rocket League history for Covenel. So this is going to be an uphill battle for Genesis, and right away, Zero, who's now rocking the Batmobile. Zero almost got that first goal of the series, and this is the last series of the day, and it's a big one. Genesis versus iBuyPower Cosmic, if you're just joining us. Again, Covenel is subbing in for Espeon. Pluto rocking the Esper as well. So we're seeing a lot of strange car picks in this series. And now Lachinio going up to challenge Quinn. Zero misses the hit. Pluto's going to try to take this one out.
Wait,
Novi.
James. Predictions. Quick, before goals been scored.
iBuyPower. iBuyPower.
I think Genesis. Okay, go.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Ooh.
So we finally deviate from our picks. One of us will be ahead after this. But now, iBuyPower going to lead the assault here. Lachinio. Kronovi now going up. Does get it past Quinn. Pluto's going to be there. Kronovi doesn't exit. Tries to get the flip. Now Pluto trying to push that one up. Lachinio actually hits this one backwards. But Zero's going to get a long clear. And right now we're just seeing both of these teams kind of feel each other out.
Not a whole lot of crazy plays coming on. A lot of single hits up towards the net, hoping something might happen or a mistake might be made. Which generally, like you said, is more of when the feelers come out. They don't know what to expect. Both teams, with Genesis using a sub and iBuyPower now having a recent roster change, they have been playing with OverZero quite a bit. So I know they have the experience with him.
And they got in too in the qualifiers.
They did. You are very correct.
So that was actually, I was surprised that they actually 3-0'd both teams that they played. They 3-0'd 2EZ, who took down Momentum, and Momentum actually 3-0'd Cosmic recently and Kings. So this new roster of Cosmic still able to do quite a bit of damage.
They've definitely done what they can. And I don't know if I've actually watched Genesis perform with Covenel. Hopefully be able to support them well. Almost a redirect from Quinn into net. Looks like they might be able to pull some things off if they have the time to do so.
Lachinio's going to go up for that ball. Quinn there to answer. But that's going to bounce perfectly for Zero, who puts one off the ceiling. Pluto got that clear, but Lachinio was there. Now Zero's going to punch it by Covenel, but Quinn is in the back. Very defensive play style here so far from both teams. Now Quinn's going to put a long shot into the corner. Lachinio there, but Pluto gets in front of it, tries to just mess up the vibe for Pluto. Covenel challenging over Zero. Over Zero gets the win. Pluto tried to steal that boost from Kronovi. I'm not sure if he was successful.
Just a little bit short. But like you said, there's really not a lot of follow-up coming in about these teams. They'll make a hit, and if they think they might lose it, they just kind of abandon on it. We don't see a lot of 50-50s coming out, a lot of good contests. That's probably the first one I've seen so far, and a good maybe 30-40 seconds between Kronovi and Covenel.
Now Zero's, oh, that net was wide open, and Zero put it wide, and we're still scoreless here with under a minute and a half left to go. The demo from Lichinio takes out Pluto. Now Zero, the only one back, he's going to try to dribble this one. Does get it by Covenel and Quinn, but Pluto's there to put it off the corner to himself. Quinn gets the shot, and we have our first goal.
Another risky opportunity. Look at this. All three Genesis players right here. Covenel, Pluto, Quinn, and Covenel both going for the shot. Quinn getting the touch he needs. Lichinio and Kronovi seem to be just a little flustered, not able to get there in time, leaving the hole in the corner of the net. I cannot, that was a very high risk play, but it had a very high reward.
Proving to pay off here as they take the lead. 1 minute left to play. Genesis has the lead. Covenel puts this off the backboard. Zero's going to try to get it and break up the play. He does. And follows it up with a second hit. iBuyPower needs to score to force this one into overtime. Kronovi puts a shot that's going to be a little bit wide, but Covenel gets the hit into the corner regardless. Zero going to try to put this into the mid. Does get that second touch beautifully out to Lichinio, but Pluto got between that one and forced it out.
I do find it interesting that Pluto is using a new car. He's using the Esper. Either he's just using it because he likes it, or he genuinely thinks it's a car that excels with his gameplay. But overall, we can see Genesis having, I don't know, they both have the passing plays they need. Oh, the bump in front of Kronovi.
A long range clear from Kronovi. Now 10 seconds left. They need to make something happen right now. Covenel gets the hit. No one's back. This one looks like it's going to be a win for Genesis, but Kronovi, he gets the shot by where the 0-second goal descended into overtime.
Genesis got excited. Pluto came out thinking he had the time, but Kronovi with the angle. Pluto tried to get in the way. I'm sure Genesis is just devastated right now. They had the first win in their clutches. They got a little overconfident. They came in and had to try and push it out, maybe get a 2-0 lead just to kind of sink that nail in. But just, alas, it didn't work. And
what? Zero with the win.
The demo. Lichinio demoing what looked to be Quinn Lobdell, so there was no one in net off of kickoff, ruining their entire kickoff rotation. Losing the victory just last second.
Unbelievable. They were winning with 0 seconds left on the clock. And look at that. Just one shot from Quinn is the only shot that they got on net. And then 8 saves from Genesis. So they were on the back foot, or not really putting on a lot of pressure. And you see all the shots coming out from iBuyPower, but winning the game until time ran out, and Kronovi gets the 0-second goal, and then Zero scoring in 7 seconds into overtime. So what a swing for Genesis. That has to be heartbreaking, but for Cosmic, that has to be a boost.
They have to feel good coming out of that, especially. But that just goes to show that if you give iBuyPower any room or any time, they're gonna be a threat. I mean, just look at the shots on goal. That doesn't make any sense. Does it make any sense? Look at the shots on goal difference. We only had 1 shot from Genesis actually register on net to 10 shots for iBuyPower.
Yeah, iBuyPower taking that one down. We did see, and that's generally what we see out of Genesis. They do like to stay in net quite a bit and play that very defensive game. But really giving that one up in the final seconds of the game. Heartbreaking for Genesis, but iBuyPower Cosmic takes down game 1 in this best of 5 series. We've got more games to come. Obviously, Neo Tokyo being game number 4, so we'll see if we get there, or if iBuyPower sweeps it. We might not get a chance to see it, but we will go on board with Pluto from Genesis. He's rocking that Esper, and that one almost bouncing over Lichinio.
Oh no, the chain actually landed on Kronovi and prevented a save from happening, and it almost goes in. Genesis with a quick opportunity after the first 30 seconds.
And now that one bouncing right into the middle. Kronovi was there to break it up. Another opportunity, Pluto with the Feels backflip man, and now Kronovi is going to try to push this one up. Covenel doesn't get the greatest hit. That one goes right out into the mid for Lichinio, who steals that corner boost. Pluto still manages to make the clear, but Kronovi is there, hits it up 4-0 to try to do something with. Covenel beats him to it, but Lichinio's there to put this one off the backboard. That one actually might be going in, but Quinn gets in between it. Now, Pluto trying to lead the counterattack. Does win that 50-50 versus Lichinio. Kronovi's going to have to play this wisely. Quinn beats him to it to keep it in. But Zero there to lead the charge, and now it looks like a 2-on-1 situation. Kronovi gets the bump on Pluto, and that's going to be a goal for iBuyPower.
Taking notes out of Kings of Urban plays. A lot more bumps coming out of iBuyPower than I've seen in a while. Kronovi, knowing Pluto can get that, all he does is give him a little bit of a nudge. Rotate his tires, turn him, stab him in his place. Must have let either Over Zero saw it coming or he let him know, but Over Zero patiently took the shot, knowing he had the time once there was no goalie, giving them the lead early on in this game.
And now iBuyPower continuing their scoring spree. They've now scored 3 unanswered goals. The final 2 to win it in game 1, and this first one in game 2. Cosmic starting to shake off a little bit of that rust. And now the counterattack coming up. Kronovi gets the hit. Now Covenel's going to push this up. Trying to get it by Overzero. Overzero misses it, but that messed up Covenel. Now the counterattack coming up. Quinn gets the hit down to the side. Kronovi's going to push this out into the corner. Zero trying to get the hit, but Pluto there to shut it down. We haven't seen a lot of offense come out from Genesis, and that is that just not their style of play?
I mean, overall, maybe they're not so confident knowing they're going against iBuyPower, and they're using a sub as well.
Ooh, and that's a good shot from Quinn, but that hits off the post, and Pluto couldn't get the read. But I think you're right. The sub for Covenel instead of Espeon. Espeon is a huge amount of offensive presence.
He really is. He's a great striker, and you can see that they're getting a lot of good one-off plays. But like I said, they're only one-off plays. They're not able to get 4 or 5 shots on and break the iBuyPower defense. iBuyPower is probably going to block most shots that come towards net, unless there's a miscommunication or a mishap. And right now, iBuyPower is playing for the jerky.
They're trying to win that giveaway. But I don't think they are allowed to enter, as Quinn tries to force this ball up the field. 2 minutes left. Quinn went for the bump. Wasn't able to get it. And now a breakaway opportunity for Kronovi if he can get it out into the middle. Took a little bit too long. Did try to go for that air dribble, but wasn't able to make it happen. Quinn gets by the final defender. Zero's going to have to get back in time. He does so. Pluto going to bounce that wide. And now Covenel keeping the ball in the zone. Pluto trying to make sure that iBuyPower doesn't get possession. Zero with the fling to himself, but Quinn shuts that down. The Batmobile, one of the best cars in the game to do those types of flings.
Yeah, but I am the worst at it. Oh, do we have an opportunity?
Kronovi!
So close!
Unreal positioning there by Kronovi as he read that play. Was able to get the save. That one was surely going in. And now Quinn in a one-on-one situation with Kronovi. Kronovi needs to get the hit. Bounces it right back into the middle. And now Zero getting that block. Zero stops it, but Covenel's going to get there before Kronovi. And now Quinn going to try to bring this up the side. Gets that touch by Lichinio. Now Covenel's going to bounce it into the corner, up into the mid for Pluto. Pluto misses that. It was a good opportunity for Genesis to make something happen, but Pluto just couldn't get the read.
They have the opportunities and they're making them. They're just not capitalizing the last moments. Almost able to put it in. We see a couple of really close shots. They're keeping the pressure on definitely a lot more than we saw in game 1. They're having a lot more than just these one-off shots. They're actually getting 2, 3, 4 shots in a row.
And another save from Kronovi. Keeping that one out. It looked like it might have hit the crossbar. But now, 10 seconds left. Can Genesis get the heartbreaking last second goal? Or will Cosmic take game 2. As soon as that ball touches the ground, it will be it. And there you have it. Cosmic takes it game 2 in what was not a high-scoring affair, but still a victory for Cosmic.
How about Power Zero looking like he's mastered his celebrations? As I say this replay, I will ask James to switch to Discord for me if he does not mind.
All right, we'll switch on over to Discord. Carpet, only for you because you're such a handsome man. I will do anything you ask me, to be honest.
Oh, don't tempt me, James. Don't tempt me.
I hope you wouldn't ask me to like mow your lawn, so because I probably wouldn't do that.
No comment, James. No comment. Anyways, as we progress, 2 games now under the belt of iBuyPower, but barely this last game winning only 1-0 after Genesis with the utterly disappointing loss at the 0 seconds when they had the victory at the very, very end. iBuyPower sinks a goal and then won in overtime.
And, winning is all that matters, even if it's not pretty. You can see the shots coming out highly in favor of Genesis there, but they just still couldn't make it happen. Now a little bit of a mix-up with the players joining teams, but that is all okay. Quinn says, whoops, sorry. And now we're 1 game away from Cosmic getting the sweep on Genesis.
Well, I don't want you to win, so please don't do that.
Well, it looks like it is inevitable unless, like Mach-NA, Genesis is going to have to get the reverse sweep, which is still possible. I mean, these games have been relatively close. Not a lot of offense coming out from either side. Now Pluto's going to try to take this one up the wall, gets it past Kronovi. Lachinio pops that one over, puts that out into the middle. But Covenel is there. Kronovi tried his dribble this pass, but Quinn is going to get there, and Covenel comes up to assist. A shot off the backboard. Covenel's going to try to go for the hit, doesn't get the greatest one, and that one's going to be a clear for Lachinio. Pluto in the zone. Genesis keeping the pressure on as he gets the demo on Lachinio. And now that one might be sneaking in. Lachinio gets back barely in time to make the save.
Cannot believe Quinn was able to put that on target, but now we're seeing some offense coming out of Genesis. In the first few games, we saw very, very few shots coming from the team, and against a team like iBuyPower, yes, you generally probably want to go for counterattacks because they have been known to have a tough time getting back on defense when they're in an offensive position. But now they have over Zero, who's probably going to fill more of a support role, knowing that he's not their usual man, although now he is on their main roster. For those of you that do not know, he has taken Gambit's spot on their roster.
And now trying to prove his worth. Almost gets that touch. That one very close. As he retreats back to get boost and help Lachinio out. Lachinio is going to put that off the wall. And a block there by Quinn, actually. Good play by him. Now Lachinio putting this over into the corner. This one's bouncing right off the ceiling. But Zero's going to wait and read it off the bounce. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? What a play from iBuyPower.
What is this? Kronovi getting around the ball in a way I didn't even know was possible from his angle. And then, oh no!
Did you not see that? Zero was all the way, he was in the air. Zero hit that, and while he was still in the air, Kronovi got that right out to him.
If this was a ranked game and I was Genesis, I would have just started the forfeit. I don't. that was incredible.
That was quite a play from Kronovi to put that right back out in the way of Zero, and Zero just kept his momentum going. What a passing play from Cosmic. That one, highlight reel material. As Genesis now down by 1, and these games have not been high scoring, so every goal being so valuable. Can Genesis come back, or will Cosmic take the sweep? We wouldn't even get to see Neo Tokyo.
I would be sad. Mostly because Neo Tokyo's... I'm a Neo Tokyo main. I don't know about you, James, but I'm a Neo Tokyo main.
I actually really enjoy Neo Tokyo as well. But Cosmic They came back in game 1, losing all the way until time ran out. Kronovi got the 0-second goal, and they were able to win overtime 7 seconds in from that over 0 goal. Then they took game 2 by one goal, and now leading by 1 here. It looks like it might just be enough to get by Genesis. Genesis, in order to stay alive in the series, has to take this game down.
They've been struggling a bit to turn anything into offense. They actually have more shots on goal right now. They have 4 shots to iBet Power's 1, which I think is the first time I've seen them in the lead in shots so far in this series. Not generally something, like, you know, as you said, without Espeon, Espeon is a offensive menace. He's very good at striking. He can shoot the ball from pretty much anywhere on net. Although I know for a while when you played with him, it was mostly the post.
Oh, but here we go. Goal number 2 for Kronovi. No post around.
No post to block this over 0, popping that just around Quinn Lobdell. Pluto unable to get back in time. Kronovi seeing it and turning around. That's the awareness you see to these top teams. Take a look at how Kronovi just turned around immediately. Once he knew over 0 was going to get that. Instead of rotating all the way back, he breaks rotation temporarily to come and shoot that ball in. If he had not done that, there might not have been a goal.
Oh, and then he gets off the wall to get that second touch here. Kronovi helping his team out. He got that pass to over 0, and then he read that pass from over 0. So the Kronovi over 0 connection serving Cosmic well right here as he tries to get there to redirect that one in net. But we are less than a minute left to go and a 2-goal lead for Cosmic.
The Krover 0 connection, I think is what you meant to say.
Krover
but you can tell they were practicing a lot. I know they've been doing a lot of tournaments together. They've been practicing a lot. They have been trying to make up for lost time without playing with over 0. Oh, Covenel with the predicted save.
Now Kronovi is going to go hit that one in. 19 seconds left. Still down by 2 goals. If this isn't a goal, then we probably won't see Genesis come back from this one. And there we have it. We do see Quinn keep this one interesting. 10 seconds left. It's still possible.
There's a quick chance. It looks like over 0 wasn't able to get up quick enough. I don't think he expected Quinn Lobdell to be up there as fast as he was. Honestly, neither was I. And just sneaking it over the cereal box of a Batmobile, Quinn's able to sink the goal in with 10 seconds left.
And now time winding down. Can they stay alive? That one going in. They'll have to put this one on net. This one's going to be a good bounce backboard. But 0 keeps it in the air. Pluto tries to keep it up. Covenel's going to bounce this one off the ceiling. Still up. As soon as that ball hits, it's going to be iBuyPower Cosmic taking it down. Pluto trying to keep it out of the hands of Cosmic. Does get that touch. Covenel has no boost. This is going to be so hard for Pluto to get there in time. He can't, and that is it. Cosmic takes the series 3-0 in a sweep over Genesis.
Very, very close calls with Genesis, but they really didn't have a lot of offense until maybe towards the end there. They finally beat them out in shots, it seems like, in this last game. I actually didn't get to catch the one prior to this. But overall, iBet Power, I'm very impressed with how they're playing with over 0. You can definitely tell that they've been playing with him quite a bit and trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, just looking at the stats from this game, you can tell that Quinn tried to help out the side. 1 goal on 4 shots, but still not much offense coming out pretty much at all for Genesis all series long. They were struggling to put goals in the net every single game. So just affecting them that they didn't have Espeon. Covenel, he played well. I didn't think he had a lot of egregious errors, but again, he just was not Espeon.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to take anything away from Covenel. I mean, I'm sure he does not have a lot of playtime with these guys. You know, generally in Rocket League, when you do have a sub, you really are using them for emergency situations. You don't get to use them very much, which I think is also why iBet Power has been playing so much with over 0 lately, because they really didn't have a lot of playtime with him. And I'm sure that Genesis has the same situation with Covenel. But I know Covenel does work hard. I know they work hard with him. But it just seems like iBet Power, you know, they came out a little bit stronger. They had the overall control. Not a lot of passing coming from Genesis in a consistent sense. They had a lot of passing in general. You know, like throughout the series, there were some really good passing plays. But they had a little difficulty keeping control of the ball from time to time. And as you said, they did sit back a little bit more than you'd expect against a team as strong as iBet Power, who's going to take a lot of interesting shots on net. as per that wild Kronovi pass to over zero while he was still floating in the
Oh
air.
man, that was incredible. I hope you saved the replay on that one. I really
Oh
do.
yes, I did. I did not
Thank
forget that
goodness.
one.
Yeah, that one was wild because I was actually on over zero's perspective as he hit that in and Kronovi put it right back out for him. So it was awesome to see. But that rounds out the final match of the day. We saw Exodus take down 2Easy 3-0 in the first match of the day. Kings of Urban was upset by Momentum 3-1. Lucky Bounce reverse sweeped by Makin NA, and then iBuyPower coming in with the sweep over Genesis. So an action-packed day of North American Rocket League. This was week 1 of the GamerSaloon Champions League. We've got plenty of more weeks ahead, so I hope you guys keep coming and checking us out. Carpet, is there anything that you want to depart on? What any goodbyes? Anything people should go check out that you do?
No, I mean, you can always check me and James out on stream. You know, we're fun. From what I've been told, at least I know James is. I can't say much about myself.
Carpet, you're a blast.
But our handles, our handles for Twitch are the same as our Twitters, which you see underneath our faces. You can follow James at GameSaloon.com and me at Findable Carpet. But either way, in general, great Rocket League today. I'm excited to see how the season turns out. I know I speak for probably both of us, James, and the fact that I know all these teams definitely earned it. And I'm actually now my favorite kind of dark horse for this league right now is coming out to be Momentum.
Oh yeah, those guys are a team to watch for sure. Really scary moving forward, especially taking down Cosmic and Kings of Urban. So very impressive performance from those guys. But again, that's going to be it for us, guys. That is it for week 1 of the GamerSaloon Champions League. We got week 2 next Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. We hope you guys come out and join us for that. But that's going to be it for today, guys. If you're going to go play Rocket League, good luck in Solo 3s. Hope you guys do well. But we will see you next week.
Welcome to GamerSaloon.com. Challenge other gamers in the most popular skill-based video games for real cash prizes. Play head-to-head matches or in multiplayer tournaments on every major console, PC, and mobile device. Create an account, find your opponent, and go play. Report back and revel in your winnings. Millions of prizes have been awarded since 2006. Get in the action at GamerSaloon.com.
I can't stop this fever. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These seas will never drown us out. We're in this together. We're in this together. You are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These will never drown us out. But is there more that we can do? If we really wanted to, can we make this more than you want me and I want you? But can I swim across these seas? We're in this together. 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 Together. We're in together. We're in this together. We're in this, you are a million miles away, but I can still feel you here. These will never drown us out. Yeah.